Fam, it's Sunday. Got to talk some football. Yes, indeed. Jesus has risen from the dead. But here's the thing. People think the 49ers have not. Fam, being a Niner faithful is an ongoing and 24-hour-a-day job, isn't it? We go through every emotion the team's going through from the distance we do, and we have opinions and things to say about it. So to be a Niner faithful, subject matter today is what I thought I'd go ahead and call this. But fam, a lot of dissatisfaction has been on the display about the Niners offseason moves so far as the season heads into the draft. The question is, if it is really warranted. Because the critics say they don't take a break. They do not. Some are already saying the Niners may not be able to find a ready-to-play at the NFL level player, player at pick number 61. Does that worry you? Oh, I'm all over it. I'm all over it. Hang on. On this Easter evening, we're taking your phone calls after taking a closer look at what the Niners have achieved so far during this offseason, because that's one of the reasons why people are also saying the 49ers at 61, what are they going to pick up? They're going to pick up a guy that's going to plug and play. They didn't do anything in the offseason. When their free agencies were running around, see, the 49ers have we'll get into this. Also, what will it take for the Niners to trade up to a stud level ready for primetime player in this 2022 draft? Let's get into that as well. But just about every team in the NFL, it's patch up, fix up, and improve the roster for the upcoming season. Nothing unusual about that. Depending upon what can be spotlighted for the failures of the season gone by, teams focus on those particular gaffes. And some of those are self-inflicted wounds. You brought in a player that had no business being brought in. Everybody gets that, and every team does it. It's not something you sort of just pin on one team. The Niners organization quietly produced again, though, however, signing a quality plug-and-play defensive end in Kimiko Toure. And keep in mind, it's patience that wins the day for a front office that makes these type of deals time and time again. It isn't a splashy move, but it works. Because, we were looking at the defensive line, and we were watching things that were going on. Adding Toure's upside to an already solid pass rush could pay huge dividends. Now, his 5.5 sacks would have ranked fourth on the team last season behind Nick Bosa, Arden Key, and Eric Armstead. That's neither here nor there, because usually these units work as a cohesive unit, which usually yields or is fruitful depending upon how well they work together. If Chris Kasur can again do what he does so well, produce a better player out of Toure, this D-line could rock to the top of the league, and I mean quick. This conversation also inflames the soreness, however, created by the Arden Key exit. People are still mad about that, especially the critics. Family, you know what? I'm not mad at that anymore. But there's people still mumbling and grumbling about that. Various outlets blasted GM Lynch and his merry men for letting Arden Key walk. They immediately whipped out the Jimmy G card, as all critics do. For every player that is no longer on the roster, it's always Jimmy's reasoning. And him being on the roster from or any player from last season that has had to leave Jimmy's a major issue for their inability to sign Key to a lucrative deal. And D Ford's name is also whispered in that conversation as well, but only whispered. Because D is the guy that did the number of the 49ers as far as giving and contributing and getting paid the money he did. At least G was out there 2 out of 3 years. He was out there a little bit yesterday. But, yeah, it's a sticky subject. Some proclaim Lynch's ineptitude being the problem. Meanwhile, the truth could be that apparently the 49ers never really considered signing Key as an option. It could be that. It very well could be. And here's why. We never heard one word about Key from the front office from the time the season ended, and we still haven't. The 49ers have not mumbled a word. They said something about Laken Tomlinson. Yeah, they did. Now, they've not said anything about Kwaski T. Keep an eye on that situation. The Niners have their own ideas when it comes to constructing the defensive line. That's just the bottom line on that. See what I did there? They've made their living developing players who never reached their draft day potential. Arden Key. He came out of the SEC, LSU, looking like he was just going to tear up. He nosedived into the dirt with the Raiders. 49ers said, we'll fix it. In the end, they have a solid pass rusher. Teray fits the mold beautifully in fulfilling that philosophy. Key really doesn't anymore, apparently. This really is, it's a brilliant tactic, and Belichickian. That term I'm going to probably use over and over again down through the year. You know what? The 49ers are leaning toward that way. We don't need you to the point we need to pay you that amount of money. This is why, in connection with why the 49ers don't go buck wild when the free agency period starts and just start throwing that money out there. Rams, just behind the back cash flying. They don't do it. They just don't do it. The 49ers get players with massive upside who they develop into solid complementary pass rushers. And it's been working. In return, those players discover their evasive potential and find another team who needs a developed sense of sniffing out quarterbacks. This is all by formula. Simply put, they make their money. It's the quintessential win scenario for everyone involved. Of course, all this hinges on what kind of money Teray will receive and how he develops under Kusurek. And his money's already been established. It's not that bad, right? And usually that's the thing. You look at, you get this guy, how much you going to pay him? And we'll see down the line how much he gets later on if he produces. But if this all plays out as history tells us, this contract smacks of a team-friendly deal with incentives. The greatest incentive being a chance to develop under Kusurek, one of the foremost D-line coaches in the NFL, no doubt about it. This front office has proven its patience in these matters, and that patience has paid some dividends, However, the critics have little patience with the process and ignore the results. They don't care. The 49ers are not getting involved. They are not major players in the free agency period, and we wonder why and how you guys do what you do, and we look at you as being a little bit stingy. They continue to accuse the front office of ineptitude because they couldn't sign a departing player. Whoop-de-doo. In their minds, Key was the key. Well, that's a vicious pun. I wasn't really intended. To a fierce pass rush, and signing him was the only option. I got to tell you, I did entertain that thought. I said, I hope we do get Key. People kept pointing out, though, remember, Key is not coming off the edge at his best. He works best in the interior. That's true. Arden was outside many times toward the middle of the season. He started moving him inside, and that's when he went to work. But sorry, that isn't how the 49ers roll, and only shows how desperate some critics are to collect attention. As the narrative ran wild, so did emotions rather than facts. Here are the facts, fam. The fact is, with Bosa, Samson, Ibukam, Jordan Willis, and Charles Omenihu already on the roster, they've added Kerry Hyder Jr., the developmental player from 2020, and now Teray to round out a pass rush that could and should rank near the top of the NFL this coming season. Already you can see it. If Teray develops and Hyder discovers that fire that burned a season ago, the 49ers have struck gold at a very comfortable price. This was the master plan in the first place. Now it has to work, or the critics will be back. Told the 49ers, man, they don't want to spend no money. That's why they're losing them games. Okay, but see, we'll see. Add a quality backup through draft, and there's no telling what this team may accomplish this season. What if they do pick up a dog off the edge? Because you never know, because the 49ers be checking around, and they run into people in the draft. The point is that the key didn't fit into the 49ers philosophy to begin with. He made his money. It's time to let him go and move on. Bill Belichick sitting over in New England. Yes, Kyle's talks have resulted in him being one of my disciples. So you got to trust the process, fam. The Niners certainly have, as they have done so in the past. That near policy behavior is flexible. It's a little bit fluid, though, as the Niners may have grand visions in mind this season with such an emphasis on securing quality players for that D line, and that's a bottom line with John Lynch, and I guess Kyle buys into it as well. They want that at bargain prices. The organization may try to reproduce the success they had back in 2019. That season, Armstead 10 sacks, Bosa 9 sacks, DeForest Buckner 7.5 sacks, D Ford 6.5 sacks, even with his body, but mostly not on the field. Led a defensive line efforts unseen by the Niners front in over 20 years, per 49ers.com. They were badass. Ask Aaron Rodgers. He wanted nothing more to do with the 49ers that year, and a whole lot of the quarterbacks as well. They may have assembled the talent to do so this year. Again, we'll see. Only time will tell. There are no guarantees Teray will develop as Hyder and Key did. Teray had a history of injury during the middle portion of his career, which is somewhat worrisome. Adding Javon Kinlaw to the situation complicates things as well. If J.K. fails to take a Buckner-type leap on the interior line this season, or even worse, ends up injured again, this could turn into a very long season for us because D.J. Jones has also made his exit. The fact is, though, injuries do happen, fam, and if anybody knows that, we know that better than any team, just about any other team in the league. We come in looking like we can just stomp a hole in any team in the NFL in the first 2 or 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden, things seem to fall apart as far as personnel staying healthy and on the field. It's just amazing to watch. Now, what the front office has done accumulating assets for the defensive line this year is nothing short of extraordinary, and should produce solid results and a chance in another run at the playoff this year. It should. Now, we can only hope and trust the process. And hopefully, fam, please, Niners, stay on this damn field. There must be a way to avoid some of these injuries and keep them down to single digit. I want less than 5. Moving up in the draft, though, fam, let's get ready to laugh. With 9 picks in the draft, the Niners appear to be well positioned to trade up in the draft to ensure that they land a player that they covet. I know we're in the second round. Some exciting prospects are projected to come off the board somewhere near the top end of the second round. Players like Arnold Ebiketie. I don't play this guy's name. Arnold Ebiketie. I hope we do get this guy just so we can Ebiketie. Nick Bonito. Jaquan Brisker. Christian Watson. If the 49ers want a realistic shot at moving up and grabbing one of these players, they are going to have to jump up from where they are currently slated to pick at number 61, which is damn near 63rd round. So what is it going to cost to make that kind of move and leap up to 15 to 20 spots in the draft order? It's a tough call to make. Remember, though, the 49ers made a jump like this early on day 2 in 2018 when they traded up picks 59 and 74 to the Washington Commanders in exchange for pick 44, where they selected wide receiver Dante Pettis. Okay, but you know what? See, never mind. The possibilities are still not the same that you're going to get. What are the odds of getting a Dante Pettis every time? And he could play that little poop butt. He's just scared. Now, while the Niners don't have the same package to offer this season, they still have an extra third-round pick at number 105. Unfortunately, there's not much precedent in recent drafts for a team making jumps 20-plus spots in the second round, so maybe temper your expectations for the 49ers to be the ones to make that trend, fam. It may not be the case. But a big leap into the late 30s is probably out of the question as well. But moving up 10 spots or so is definitely on the table for the 49ers, especially for the rebuilding teams who just want picks, period. Jets! Oh, New York, New York. Yes, are you listening? We're coming to see you. Some kind of combination of 61 paired with number 33 and 105 is certainly within the realm of possibility. We're discussing realistic trade scenarios in a potential bid to move up the draft order. Just recently, in 2020, the New England Patriots jumped up 11 spots from 71 to 60 at the cost of sending picks 71 and 98 to Baltimore. Now, remember, we have 9 picks to spin and move around with. The more you pick up and lose, people are probably going to come with us, see if they can get picks as well. So it's going to be an interesting to see. They also netted a 4th-round pick in return from the Ravens in this deal. Wait, who did we pick up? Okay, you know what? Draft people, let me know these particular years, what happened with the pick that we picked up for some of these people, if you do remember? I'm just curious because I haven't looked that close into it. I just look at the numbers. In recent years, a similar deal, the range was in 2020 when Seattle gave up picks 59 and 101 to move up 11 slots to pick up 48. It does happen. Another similar transaction occurred in the same draft when the Patriots moved up 11 spots from 56 to 45. The cost of pick 101. That's a large jump. Remember, the 49ers ace up their sleeve is a compensatory third-round pick, the 105th pick in the 2022 draft. A pairing of pick 61 and 105 could be exactly the ammo that the 49ers need to make that jump up 10 or so spots. This would allow them to erase any chance of missing on a player they covet who fell into the range while also knowing even after the deal. They still would have a selection in the third round at pick 93. Wheeling and dealing. Big Show, I knew you. Big Show said, Christian Watson is not a first-round draft pick. This is why, Show, I say, for those who have aspirations and have already asked Santa Claus in advance, can he help them get Christian Watson? It could be. A lot of critics are saying he's a second-round pick. Forget about the first round. Who likes Christian? Us! Who else likes him? Trey! The war room is going to be nuts this year. Fam, also, options are there if the Niners would rather make the jump from pick 93 and land somewhere between there and their initial selection at 61. Just last year, the Saints sent picks 98 and 105 to Denver in exchange for the 76th pick. The Niners could offer better compensation than that with their pair of third-rounders this year. But the third-rounders are like cash money, Jack. If they have aspirations of jumping 20 or so spots into the mid-70s. Teams will think, though, the 49ers finished too well. It's nothing more than a fourth-round pick. Still, third-round pick's a third-round pick. The team could be planning on working on second round like a pick handle. And I mean working it, too, man. The 49ers, if they zip up and down all day on day two, and look out for the first round. It is not out of the question. Just last season, because you accumulate enough picks, you can now talk to the Jets, the Dolphins. Some of those other teams got multiple first-round picks. Say, well, you know what? We would like to collect those picks because we need nice, warm, talented bodies in our camp this year anyway. Just last season, we saw the Niners trade picks 117 and 121 to the Rams in exchange for pick number 88, where they selected running back Trey Sermon. Stop it. All right. That move needs some more time to appreciate. All right. But the jury can stay out a while longer, please. Stop it. And while the Niners only have one pick in round 4 this go-around, they could still likely package that selection at 134 with their pick at 105 and a deal to move up in that range. And this would be extremely important to have if you had any plans to include your pick at 93 and a deal to move up earlier in the draft. The 49ers have the assets to make a reasonable move up from any of the three positions they are projected to pick at on day 2. And you know they will. It's going to be a party. The draft it's going to end up being a party. I can see right now. You know, because the 49ers will sit back. Okay, nobody's going to work the middle of the draft better than we do. We make some of our best moves from the third round on. So let's see if we can move it up a little bit and see if we can turn up the volume. Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume. Let me just start partying yet. Moving up became a very appealing option with the flexibility of knowing no matter what pick you part with, you will still likely be making 2 of the 3 selections you were originally slated to make on day 2. That's always behind the strategies. To help paint a better picture of what's going to coast the 49ers to move around on day 2, we should go back and take a look at the 2021 draft to get pumped. I mean, just real quick, let me go through this. I'll focus on trade-ups on day 2 from the 2021 season. It went like this. Broncos traded picks 40 to 114 to the Falcons in exchange for picks 35 and 219. Patriots traded picks 46, 122, and 139 to the Bengals in exchange for pick 38. Whew. That's barely out of the first round. That's the top of the second round. Bears traded picks 52, 83, and 204 to the Panthers in exchange for picks 39 and 151. Again, you're hanging around the top of the second round. You don't need all them picks. You spend them. Dolphins traded pick 50 and 50 and 202 20 and 22. I'm sorry. Third round picks, the Giants. 2022 third round picks, the Giants exchange for pick number 42. Still hanging around that second round. Raiders traded picks 48 and 121 to the Niners in exchange for picks 43 and 230. Browns traded picks 59 and 89 to Panthers in exchange for picks 52 and 113. Working that second round. Fam, get your popcorn ready for the Draft Day movie sequel. I'm telling you right now, I can't. The more you check into this and analyze it, read other analysis, you start thinking, I was thinking this draft's going to be a ho-hum. No, this could be ridiculous this year, especially with these guys. And Kevin Costner himself may be wanting. He ain't going to be leading this movie, but he may be watching this himself. Panthers trade 73 and 191 to Eagles in exchange for pick 70. Giants trade pick 76 and 164 to Broncos in exchange for pick 71. Saints traded picks 98 and 105 to Broncos in exchange for pick 76. Still hanging around high in the rounds. Packers traded picks 92 and 135 to the Titans in exchange for pick 85. 49ers traded picks 117 and 121 to the Rams in exchange for pick 88. Booyah! I really don't want to see us helping out the Rams too much. We could deal around them. I just as soon do that. Because we don't really appreciate the Rams. You want to do anything for them. Of course, if they're doing things for us, what can you say? It's a reciprocal thing, right? Fam, can you appreciate the Niners process? Yay or nay on that one? And are you feeling optimistic about the 2022 draft to improve this roster? Love to get your feelings on that tonight. Hey, Night by Nature, thanks, fam. Happy Easter to you, too. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's going. Hey, Eric.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Eric, man, I'm just, because like every year I get excited about the draft. And this year I was noticing I wasn't feeling so crazy. It's draft just minutes away, damn near. And I'm not thinking too much about it. And then I started looking around with some of the things that are going on, some numbers being crunched and things like that. Wait. This could be fun. And also, Eric, are you a supporter of the 49ers philosophies and processes, or do you think the 49ers can make some improvements in that area?
In terms of trading up and trading down?
Yeah, that, and also the fact that in free agency, the 49ers rarely do they go buck wild. It seems the 49ers are doing everything they can to not go after those high-priced blue-chip free agents that everybody else is getting, as we sit back and say, how come the 49ers didn't try to get him? You know how we do that every year. I don't know why we keep doing that, because they're not going to stop it. But do you approve of this, since we're seemingly doing okay?
Yeah, it's hard to say in all seriousness, because I think the Niners should be at least a little bit more aggressive. Mm-hmm. I did like the signing of the corner. I think the Niners are aggressive when how do I put it? When they're really desperate. I mean, when the Niners needed a corner a wide receiver in 2019, they went out and got him. Mm-hmm. And in 2020 when Joe Staley retired, they went out and they got a Hall of Fame left tackle. Mm-hmm. So I think there's times where the Niners can be extremely aggressive, but also I think there's times where they're too conservative. Like I would have loved if the Niners went out and tried to find maybe a guard. There was a guy, Brandon Sheriff. I believe he went to Jacksonville. He's been a Pro Bowler.
Sheriff was available. Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah, he went to Jacksonville where Trent Baalke probably overpaying
but people yeah.
Yeah, and so it's one of those things where it kind of balances out, because the Niners are really aggressive in terms of signing their own guys. I mean, some of the guys we have on our roster are top 3 paid at their position. There's a lot of guys like that on our roster. So it's kind of like, do you want to pay your own guys or pay guys in free agency? Honestly, the guys that are on our roster are probably better than some of the guys in free agency.
Amen.
So they're kind of like free agents in all seriousness. So it's one of those things where you have to look at it in terms of do you want them to overpay or do you want them to pay for their own guys? But in terms of the draft, Ronbo, I see it more like they gotta have a lot of picks. You know, they lost a lot of guys. I mean, how many free agents did we have? At least 25, something like that.
I know, right?
Wasn't it?
I
Yeah.
forgot about that at the beginning. What are we down to now? Do you know? Have you been keeping count? I mean,
No,
we had
I
like
don't know.
30. We had some ridiculous amount of free agents.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know,
What?
they got to pull in a lot of guys in the draft. That's why I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. The Niners need at least 10 to 15 guys in this draft. So I don't know if trading up and giving up assets is one of those things you want to do. Obviously, if there is a guy that's like Christian Watson that's slipping and you can't afford it, then yeah, go ahead and go grab him. But at the same time, if you're too far away, then stay where you're at. Pick the best player available that you need. So I mean, it's one of those things where just don't overspend and hurt your roster by trying to grab a player that you think is a good prospect. Stay where you're at and trying to. And honestly, in my personal opinion, I would trade back. Try to get more picks. Try to pull in as much talent as you can. Fill out the roster, and hopefully, I mean, if 15-man draft, the Niners are going to have at least hit on 4 of those guys. The Niners are just that good at drafting. And honestly, not at offensive line, but at most positions. So it's one of those. I don't want them to change their philosophy. I just wish that at times they were more aggressive instead of conservative. But it's one of those things where you do have to trust the process, but at the same time, kind of yell at them for doing some stupid decisions. So I don't know. I don't even know what else to say about it. It's
You brought up something that I had overlooked though. We do need 90-something bodies in a few weeks to be in camp. We're gonna have the Bargain Basement UDFAs in huge numbers this year. Now she mentioned it, it's gonna be a lot. Because the 49ers, I suspect, 40, we got 50, 60, 79. Yeah. You got 10 guys coming in. You're still going to need about 10 more guys. There's going to be some walk-ins. There's going to be some guys that didn't get signed, and the 49ers are banking on that. And there's still some guys, some FAs that haven't been signed yet. They can mosey on over to the 49ers camp, but they're going to be going to everybody's camp because if you're any good at all and you're an unsigned player this year, you're going to be coming over to every camp that you feel like is the best spot for you to be in. So it's going to be interesting to see the bodies that are floating around in a few weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's still some free agents that the Niners have, like Jason Verrett, and he's still out there. And in fact, he still has his 49ers pictures up, and he has them as his profile picture. He's still in his Niner gear on Instagram. Exactly.
Debo, put their pictures back up. Eric, you mentioned that they're waiting for those guys. They're going to wait till the last minute when those guys are desperate for a job. That's what you do. It's evil, but it's effective. Kowalski T, all these guys.
Oh yeah.
They're going to all say, "Okay, what do you guys going to offer me anything?" Sure. We're going to get back to you. Here's what we're going to do. And then there they are.
Yeah. And I expect Jason Verrett to be that guy who's going to come in late or, towards training camp, and he's going to come in and he already knows what's going on. And instead of, going somewhere else like Seattle maybe and then not knowing anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe Jaworski Tart too, depending on how much, the Niners are offering him. Because I do also think that maybe he's going to want a fresh start because I don't know how the fan base is going to treat him. If he does come back, we saw what happened with Debo, and it's kind of scary what's going to happen with Tart. He probably already had the threats towards him. So, I don't know. Maybe he wants a fresh start.
I forgot about that. Probably, yeah. So, yeah, there's going to be bodies running around camp, and guys going to be thrown on the practice squad that were good players. Are good players, but just aren't going to make the cut of the 53. So they haven't changed that rule yet. You can still carry a certain amount of people on your practice squad. You can activate them for certain periods of time. Do you have activate them and put them back on your practice squad? So
Yeah, do they still have I think it was what was it called, the COVID reserve, something like that, where
Yeah,
players can
see,
go on there and stay
I
on there for a while?
good question because they've not discussed that and maybe altered the term on that practice. I don't know. You can't call it COVID anymore. You should give it a new name and continue with that. But I like it so much. So we'll find out later. Players union, everybody, they've got to discuss it. It's got to go through this legislative trail, and then we'll finally find out what they're going to do. So,
Yeah.
yeah, good stuff. Let's come back tomorrow night and do some Raw. All right?
All right, Ronbo.
All right,
I'll catch you later.
looking forward to it. Night, fam. And, okay. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Are you ready? Okay. And bring him on in here. Bam, boom, Baba. Baba. Papa Dragon. Papa D. Boy, Bam and Boom they're probably working on new moves. They got popped down in a hammer lock and he can't get out of it. We'll come back to him.
Yes, I can. I can get out of
it. Bob, I thought you got counted out. I said, Bob's trying to go for the second fall.
No, technical difficulties. I was on the phone line and I got disconnected, so I was getting my way back in.
Good. Because I definitely want to hear from you on this matter. The process that's been questionable by many as to how the 49ers go about doing their business in the offseason, especially when we see all these glamorous names floating about the circuit. And then, of course, and the draft, Pop. Are you getting excited about the draft? Because I was ho-humming it for months after I thought, man, we don't pick till 61. That may not be the case. Pop, give me your take on these matters.
Oh, you got me draft messed up. I'll be honest with you. I'm even thinking about calling some people about going back into scouting.
So wouldn't it be fun? Bob, you know how much fun that would be? I don't know how you ever cut that loose. That is just so much fun. But yeah.
Well, I was officially a scout, but I worked with scouting departments because I was working with a partner of mine and we were making software to track things statistically.
Ooh, which is even more valuable.
Part of the metrics side of things. And then you learn as much as you can track metrics, you can't track the quality of what a man is. You know what I mean? And that's one of those situations. So shout out to production. You guys are doing awesome. But I've done probably about 25 mock simulations, you know, trading back, trading forward. Based on what I've seen and based on my experience, and these are just my opinions, because the draft is a crapshoot. This is what I would like to call a COVID draft. And with the reality that COVID is still here, my uncle died from COVID, earlier this week. We have 20 plus states that the numbers are on the rise. Philadelphia went back to mask mandates along with New York City. So there's a new variant. So anyway, to make a long story short, the thing about COVID is that it has been a disruptive force. And in college, what you see right now is most of the teams don't huddle. You see a lot of receivers and things like that. And the receivers are ahead of the defensive players as far as like a talent level. That's why there's so many receivers. And not as many pass rushers, not as many cornerbacks and things like that. In this draft, if you don't have a pick within a top 9, then the rest of these players are going to be situational, or they're going to be backups, or they're going to get cut. So after the 9th pick, whether you pick at like number 10 or number 61, these players grade out very comparatively. So then you're looking at scheme fit. Who fits your actual scheme? Shout out to Big Show. He's right. Watson's not a first round player. He just isn't. It's not to say that he won't turn out.
Several analysts have said the same thing. True.
Yeah, he may turn out. I mean, I compare him to Ocho Cinco. That's who I compare him to. Ocho Cinco went in the second round, but he went in the second round though. See what I'm saying? So you got to come in and learn to play the game. So San Francisco, who you get that can come in right away and make a play. And what do we have to do to get there? Well, the only way to really get there into that top 10 is to trade a big player like Debo. But even if we do that, there's not a player in the top 10 that is worth Debo, because there's not a receiver rated in the top 10. You understand? So we trade up to number 5. There's not a receiver rated there. There's like edge rushers, offensive tackles. There's one cornerback that I see that are legitimate NFL players at this point. Okay. And even they're still going to struggle. So there's no player in this draft that is comparative to do Debo, whether they give you 2 first rounds or whatever. That's the situation. So if the relationship gets that bad between Debo, or you have to trade him, if it gets that salty, then that's something you have to do. But I can tell you some of my picks I really do like that are going to go late. So there's a couple picks that I'm really looking at that are going to be really good picks. One is TJ Woods out of Baylor, 6'2" safety, runs a 4.3, plays both strong safety and weak safety, and can play nickel. But he needs time. He's going to need a year to develop. Okay, so you may be able to get him in the 3rd or 4th round. There are pass rushers available in the 2nd round, and these players are good enough to be situational, to be a D4 type of player. But when they come in, they're going to boot somebody off of our deep defensive line. There are a couple of right tackle / right guard prospects that could be a good pick for us in those guys. McGlinchey's coming back from an injury. McGlinchey wasn't the strongest pass blocker. And also he's in the last year of his contract. So at this point, if McGlinchey leaves, there's going to be the Jets, the Dolphins waiting to give him a bag. Washington, you name it, there's going to be somebody that's going to overpay for McGlinchey. So he's probably gone this year. So you got to think about right tackle. There's a couple of centers. I believe that you can get a really good center for this scheme anywhere in this draft, to be honest with you, because they're so close. So you can get a guy in the 2nd round. You can get Fortner probably in the 3rd or 4th round. Okay. My other big I think, sleeper is Derek Deese II, who, as if you're a 49er fan, know that Derek Deese was our starting left tackle in our last Super Bowl victory against the Chargers. That's his son. He is a converted wide receiver to a tight end. He is about 6'4", lists him at 245, but he looks like he's 265. He's big. Oh, he's big. He's got sweet feet. He can make acrobatic catches, really big catch radius. I really like him a lot. Not just for sake because he's Derek Dee's son, but looking at his film and his tape, he was uncoverable. These guys could not deal with him, whether they're defensive backs or linebackers. It'd be nice to get Kittle a partner in crime. Help share. So, and then there's a couple of running backs. I forget his name, but I've been looking at the guy from Alabama who was basically the backup for a while, and now he's starting. But he's got a real good size. He's about 6 foot, 6'1", 230, 225. Real good feet, good speed. So I like to see the 49ers pick up a running back because, again, we have a good running back core, but we always get injured there. And then number two.
Always. Right now, even as we speak, we're going to be down to 2 to 3 running backs maximum at the end of the season. Oh, you know it.
No, easy. So, so whether you decide to trade players, whether Jimmy goes someplace, this is what I'm calling the COVID draft. I'm saying that I've never seen such a dismal level of talent.
Pop, you know what? I have a question since you brought that up. Does this mean we're going to see declining talent? COVID's not going anywhere anytime soon. That's just the nasty truth.
That really depends. We solved the measles. Everybody got vaccinated. If everybody gets vaccinated,
true.
Kill it.
But I mean, the thing is, are we going to see the talent level drop a notch for maybe a short period of time?
Based on what I'm hearing from my friends, and if anybody looked at the USFL today to see the difference between players that just need to hang it up and stop playing.
Don't say that about Terrell Owens. He was looking good out there.
Playing against a bunch of scrubs. That's why he's looking good. So, so, so I mean, based on some of the conversations I've had with some of the people in the industry, there is concern about that because, again, if you were to take some MRIs of some of these players that have been exposed to it, there's definitely some scar tissue, some residual effects from this that are looking to be permanent. You are looking at a situation where things have been closed down, certain things haven't been readily available. You name it, whether it's medical care or certain supplements, or things have gotten really expensive because of the shutdowns and the pandemic and everything else shutting down around it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that when we traded those picks last year, I was already having those discussions with like coaches, trainers, agents, and stuff like that. We had that discussion last year. And one of the things that came up was like, you know what? I think the Niners did the right thing because these first round picks aren't going to be worth jack the next couple of years.
And the bad thing about it is, Pop, that's been talked about for months. And if I'm a ball player this year and I'm coming out of school and in the draft, I'm a little bothered by the fact that they even said that about me, right? But the truth is what it is, comparatively. Pop, great stuff.
First round is very valuable.
Yeah, we got to go. But people are expressing their condolences for your uncle. That was just shocking. In the middle of a sentence, you mentioned that. And, Pop, we're feeling for you on that because, we all appreciate you like that. And sorry to hear that terrible news.
Well, much love out to the 49er faithful. You got somebody you love and haven't talked to in a while, call them up, tell them you love them.
Yeah.
Because you never know opportunity in the future.
Yes. So
and my uncle was a good man. He was a snappy cat. He would always told you the truth, no matter how bad it hurt. Yeah. And he had a nickname for everybody.
Right. So that generation, boy, they're comical people. You'll love them so much. All right, Pop. I'll be back tomorrow night looking for you, and you know this. All right, fam.
It's all right, man.
Night. Thanks, Pop.
See you later. Bye.
Yeah. It's Papa Dragon. His spirits are still up, too. He sounds like Pop. COVID. I can't wait till we can look at the rearview mirror and see that vicious monster gone. Hey, Jay.
Ronbo, hello.
Jay, hello, Jay. Well, Jay, people are talking about our organization. They're saying the 49ers don't do things in a fashion that a winner should do. We don't pull out. And but Jay, here's the funny thing about it. Those critics that always say the 49ers are never aggressive when they should be in the offseason, when they could be improving their roster and take them to the next level. We go to the next level without doing that, don't we? And the critics won't acknowledge that. The 49ers are working on philosophy, something, as I said, it's Belichickian. We don't pay millions and millions and millions of dollars to go get people that are on the other side of the fence, and we were playing against them just yesterday. So the policy is in place, but it's fluid. The 49ers will jump off of that and get the players that they really, really think they can help them, and I have no problem overpaying. But boy, they have to be sure that they know that's going to be the case, right? Jay, do you scream and jump up and down every offseason when the 49ers aren't picking up your favorite free agent? Or do you think the 49ers know what they're doing? And also, with the draft, if you weren't excited about the draft, are you more and more getting excited about the draft as it comes up in another couple of weeks?
Yeah, of course I wanted some free agents, but we don't really spend that much money on players that much. Sometimes we do, but
But Jay, just like Eric just said, we've got so many studs now. We've gotten to the point down through the years of drafting ball players, our time for spending outside of the house has pretty much diminished. We have what we need. We lack a couple of positions here and there, and they went out and addressed that. The cornerback situation is dire. But do we need defensive linemen? No, because we've been doing that forever. Do we need offensive linemen? Yes.
Yes.
So, we're a couple of positions short, but that's it. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, we do need a couple of positions, but about the draft. Yeah, it's in a couple of weeks, right? Like in 2 weeks or something.
28. Thursday. Yeah, I think it's 28. Yeah.
Yep.
in the North.
I'm watching, in the 28th, in the first round. Hopefully, no one drafts Christian Watson, but he's probably not going to go that far in the first round, right?
Hey, you know what, Jay? Everybody said Christian Watson will be at home waiting for a phone call on the day 2.
Yeah.
You know what? I've seen enough of him play because I didn't watch that conference. I'm always watching the premier conferences every year when I do watch a little bit of college football. North Dakota State was not one that showed up on the TV a lot, but the SEC football you can see Bama anytime you want to. Some of the perennial schools that historically are on for viewing, without having to pay subscription for anything, So Watson's highlights look damn good though.
Yep. And Ronbo, if we are gonna trade Debo, Ronbo, let's
are you trading Debo?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe, who knows? But if we're gonna do it, let's do it like in in a couple of days or something. Just to get that draft capital. Before the draft starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it on draft night.
I don't want people to. Yeah, don't do it on draft night because
listen.
You might get a first only.
You heard what Pop just said. You don't depend on this draft. There are no Debos in this draft, and there's no Nick Bosa's. There's no George Kittles. Well, Pop did mention somebody did mention a tight end right now that we should probably be getting. But you know what? You don't be going in this draft thinking you'll replace anybody that's been real special on your team, because you'll end up getting your feelings hurt.
Yep. And about our free agents, I think we still have some guys that we need to resign, right? Like we still have like 15 guys we need to resign or something, or what?
I was wondering about that. 15
or 20? I don't know.
Okay.
We still have a lot of people to sign. I think from our team from last year. I think if we are going to resign them, but
they just mentioned.
Hopefully, yeah.
You just mentioned. Jason Verrett, Kowalski's still waiting for him to call him. Do we have any who do we not sign? I'm trying to think. The 49ers, the 49ers did their 1-year deals on everybody.
1-year deals, yeah. They did it again this year?
Oh, they did 1-year people to death. So.
Yeah, but yeah. Ron, but did you hear about Jimmy Ward? I think he said he thinks he's the best safety in the league. You heard about that or what?
He must, because I read something else where Jimmy does not want to see DK Metcalf leave the Hawks because he wants to beat his ass. I mean, he says, Dom, you need to calm down, don't you? God. Yeah, he said he feels like he wants to get paid more or something. He said something like that, Ronbo. Because right now he's getting paid like what, $9 million, right? He said he feels like, those top guys that are getting paid, he feels like he's better than them. Better than they are. Well, he's got a right to feel that. He's the one though. When we need money, you can go call Dub. He'll come in and restructure his contract, right? He's a 49er. He doesn't want to go anywhere. Because if he did, he could have went to what team was that asked him? Didn't Philly have a nice contract laid out for him a couple of years ago? And he said, nah, thanks, y'all. Anyway, though, I'm going back to San Francisco. But listen, I appreciate it. I may be back. I don't know. And then he came back to San Francisco, and he ain't thinking about leaving. Dub is married to the 49ers. I think he might actually retire a 49er. And we don't get people to do that too much. But he loves it. I think Jimmy Ward would play for the 49ers for 59 cents.
Yeah. He said that, what's it called? I think a team offered him like 10 million or 12 or something like that.
Yeah, I think those Eagles.
He declined it. That's what he said, or something like that.
Raiders or Eagles, one or the other. It's one of those two. But
yeah. But I feel like he said even himself, the thing he needs to work on is staying healthy and get more interceptions, and that's it. He'll be like good, supposedly that's what he said or something like that.
He's right about that. He doesn't need any more INTs. Trey brings that up every time he talks about Ward. He says, how many INTs has he got? Whenever anybody asks that question, it's kind of like there's nothing you can say. He does a lot of good work out there, but you're not gonna see him picking the ball off a lot. So
and what's it called? If Christian Watson they're at numbers, whatever. in the 61, he'll get like an offensive lineman at least,
He's not going to be picked up
for
for
edge.
61. If the 49ers get
Well, I know
multiple picks
that.
in the second,
He's
but if they do get multiple picks in the second round, he well could be involved. For no other reason, familiarity between him and Trey Lance is valuable, and they might consider that. So.
Yep. And one last thing, Ronbo, I think the need for this draft year or whatever, I think is like a lot of teams are going to draft edge and offensive lineman probably. Pretty sure not wide receiver that much, so he could probably fall to the 50s, probably or 40s. Hopefully he does. Yeah, that's it, Ronbo.
Because the sexy picks never are going to actually. You need the trenches. Your frontline warfare is where you're going to win and lose ball games. Jay, appreciate you, fam. I'll be back tomorrow night and see what happens. Because it's Monday, and the first thing I'm going to do is flip open my. No news on Debo?
Yo.
Oh, man. Okay, so,
Ronbo, wait. Okay, before we go, hashtag Jimmy for Hooters Mayor, okay?
One thing about Jay, he knows where Jimmy is at all times. I didn't check that out yet. I got to see if they got pictures, too. All right, Jay. I'll see you tomorrow for the Jimmy. Where's Jimmy Now report? All right, fam. Have a great night. Oh, God. Hey, Bethel. Bethel.
Hey, Ronbo.
Bethel, do you ever go to Hooters?
No, I haven't went not once, but I seen the picture already.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I've been to Hooters before. The food is just awful. So, I don't. If you're going to Hooters, you're not going there to eat. Well,
that's to watch the games.
Yeah, watch the games, right?
You can watch the games and the beer.
They should stop serving food, though. You're right. Just serve beer and. Yeah, but then the girls, it'll lessen their, it'll make them look less. So they got to continue to have them serving food. But anyway, Bethel, I'm looking at the 49ers. Do you like the way the 49ers go about doing business each and every year during the offseason?
I'm gonna go a little bit off topic because I found some information that you should know.
Okay.
And it gives you the information why Debo wants all this money and who gave it to him. And why he's not working with Trey Lance.
Okay, we'd love to hear this.
First of all, he told Trey Lance and the whole wide receiver group that he wasn't going to go work in California. If they want to work with him, they have to go where he's at. And that's why he's not working with Debo.
Oh, my God.
That's not.
Wait.
That's not good.
Where did you? Who are you quoting? Did Debo himself? Is this from a friend, a reporter? What? Really?
No, I think Trey was talking to him in GI, or somebody was talking to him in GI, and he said that he wasn't going to come to California.
Whoa.
And another thing is that there were in the Super Bowl. There was a wide receiver. Hall of Famer, number 88 from the Cowboys, talking to Debo Samuel, and he straight out told Debo to get his money, that he better get his money, and then he told them, Debo, but you better stay with the 49ers, and Debo looked at him like in an ugly way, like he didn't like that. That he took it that like if he, like what are you talking about? Like, I don't have to be in that team. Like, so it's.
Damn.
So all this happened, while the Super Bowl. So I don't know if there were talks about it, and that's why this is all happening. And, I don't know why Michael Irvin is trying to get in guys' business. And, hey, you better get all the money that you can out of this team. And You know,
Oh,
so
but
that's another reason why he wants all this.
and you know what really worries me the most about that whole situation, and it sounds real. Uh,
Yeah,
Debo's been with the 49ers how long? And he hasn't grown to appreciate the 49ers as an organization that anybody that's teaching him how to roll with smack is somebody I'm gonna take more serious in the organization. I appreciate these people for drafting me. I've appreciated these people for
yeah,
actually making me who I am. And Michael Irvin comes along and says, "Get your money." I don't want to get my money, man. You stay with the 49ers and get your money. Okay, Mike, I hear you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be all right, but thanks. Walk away, Debo. And this thing about come to me, I don't come to who is that? That's not the Debo I know.
yeah.
Oh,
That's what
my
I'm saying.
God.
Like I'm all like, when I heard that, I'm all like, oh my God. I'm all like, really? I'm all like, so that tells me that Debo is gonna probably get traded, because if he doesn't want to come and play for us, or if he wants his money or
Well, that attitude is
whatever,
real. That
yeah,
attitude is of all everything I'm hearing from you so far. He has an attitude now. No, I don't. They got to come to me if they
hey,
want me
but
to work out with them. I ain't coming to them. Tebow. Oh no. That
yeah,
means his feet are firmly off the ground now.
yeah, and I remember there was somebody from Nothing But Niners. He said it. He goes, when he goes, oh, he has an ego now, and he said it because of the interview that, I don't know if you remember, when Debo, they asked him, oh, do you see a tape on Cooper Kupp? And Debo's all like, hey, I don't see tape on nobody. Nobody could do what I could do.
Ooh.
And that's a red flag right there.
Yeah, I know, but you know, when he
And
talks like
look
that, I
at
don't
what's
take him
going on.
seriously. But now you almost have to take it seriously. He wasn't playing. Tebow was serious. That's who he thinks
Yeah,
he
and
is.
when I heard Michael Irvin say it, it's on YouTube. You know that he said it, that he was talking to Debo and he told them, and when he told them, hey, you know, you have to stay with Kyle, you got to stay with the 49ers.
Yeah, that program is why
when
he's
he said how the way he
famous.
looked at him, like he rubbed them the wrong way, like
Well,
that's not
Beth,
good.
you know why? Because Debo, you know, because Shanahan schemed and Jimmy fired him up every chance he got. Now he assumes, if not for the program, I'm still Debo. I'll be Debo no matter where I
Yeah.
go. I didn't know Debo was running it. I've been sympathetic toward him now, but now I'm a little concerned. He doesn't need to keep talking like
Me
that.
too. Like when I heard this, I was all like, no, like, really, Debo, like. And one thing that Debo has to know is that Kyle makes a player. Look at Raheem Mostert. He wasn't nothing until he got to Kyle Shanahan.
It's
Look at
questionable.
George Kittle.
I was getting ready to say, it's
He
questionable if
wasn't
Kittle would be
nothing.
Kittle without Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and look at Debo. You know, he put Debo in a situation where
He can't.
everything was around Debo.
It was
just
the
because,
offense ran around through him. Yeah.
yeah, because, you know, Jimmy was limited of what he could do, so he made it work. And now, you know, with Trey Lance going in and everything, and if something happens, now Kyle's going to try to create another star, and it might be Ayuk, it might be the new wide receiver that we probably going to get out of the draft.
Well,
You know,
I don't think Kyle's going to go away from Debo. He's still he's still a wrecking machine. You got to get him the ball, but Debo doesn't need to take on this thought process of thinking, I'm the baddest man in the NFL. Come on, D. Whoa. Come on. Because,
yeah,
you know, that's really scary. These are the things I could never really believe. Oh,
and then
no.
what happened with the fan base and everything, now Debo could think, you know what, if the fan base doesn't like it, then I'll ask for more money and make the fan base more pissed off.
Or add more
You know?
pressure to getting a trade done. And if he does,
Yeah.
I hope he just says, are we gonna next thing we're gonna read is Debo has outright asked for a trade? You know what? I'm gonna wait.
Know.
I don't want to believe this stuff, Bethel. I mean, it actually sounds like it might be true, but it still sucks.
Actually, I was hearing somebody's podcast. It was with nothing but Niners and some other guy, and he actually said about that, where he's not gonna come to California and he's not gonna work out in California. And then I seen a video of what Michael Irvin said. I'm like, really, Michael Irvin? Like, why?
You know what? Though,
are you
he's supposed. Michael Irvin's going to be Michael Irvin. Deion Sanders will probably say the same thing. All the old pros are going to say things like that. But Debo needs to take that with into 1 year, but don't sit there and let it linger in your mind and start rolling in that direction. Just calm it down, temper your, just go show the 49ers you want to be there, that you've got the team's best interests as well as yours on an equal plane. Don't start being 80% it's all about me and 20% it's about the team. That not wanting to work out with the rest of the guys, that's Debo about me. The me thing is getting strong. Bevel, thanks for enlightening me.
That's one of the guys. That's one of the guys that said that, you know what, all the wide receivers and the quarterback cannot go and practice with Debo, and not around him, So,
that's bizarre.
Yeah.
All right. Tell you what, we're going to be back on Debo probably tomorrow night. So anyway, Bethel, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay?
All right, Ronbo.
Thanks for that enlightenment.
Good show like always.
Thanks, fam.
And hit the like.
Wow.
All right, bro.
Night, Bethel. Can you imagine that? Wow. Fly Guy, I know you can. Fly Guy!
Ronbo.
Yeah.
Ronbo.
Yes.
Good.
Fuck, I'm stunned. I'm stunned. I'm numb. I see some of the things I don't find out about until like now always knock me out. I wasn't ready for that. Tanisha, can you believe this?
No.
Oh, I'm just shocked.
Say,
I know Big Show probably does.
Let me say.
Go ahead.
Let me say I'm gonna say your vision start to change. You start to believe maybe it's not the organization that's playing Debo like that. Debo playing the organization. Your mind starts to change. I can see slowly. People like can't believe wow. I didn't thought of that.
Yeah, it's naiveness. Usually these things happen like this because I can be naive about people's nature at times. And I can't believe some of the things, and this goes on beyond football. I'm shocked by people I know, friends, and things like that. And when I find out about them, I still don't believe it. I've confronted friends down through my life, Fly Guy a whole time. And MF, you mean to tell me? But and I'm now mad, because I felt like I got played, and it happens. Dang.
I'm telling you, it's the vibe was not. I've been the vibe the vibe is not the same. Even he act like he too cocky, like I'm the best player in the world, like top off. But you see what I'm trying to say? Like he don't even go practice with Trey Lance. I mean, I'm too big for that little crew. That little crew y'all trying to build up right here. Like you feel what I mean? I'm Debo. So it's like
I thought he was just trying to work on his money and stuff.
George Kittle texting Trey Lance, talking to him, trying to make him motivate him, trying to But Debo like, y'all ain't talking money, man. Come on, man. He's like Debo about this money, it's not a good look for the team. So that means George Kittle gonna look at it like, damn, I just gave some money back. You feel me? Now I'm playing for the team like some player want to represent the team. He's not representing 49ers.
Like
even if they give him the deal, even if they give Debo the deal, right, and he's on the team. When he come on the field, they're gonna boo him. Like it's not the vibe ain't gonna be the same no more. So Debo go on draft day. I'm telling you,
he may have ruined his relationship.
The vibe is gone.
He's such.
You can tell.
He's such an asset, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be. It's all about the vibe. Once the team don't vibe with you no more, just like that, just Sean Watson. I don't care how good he is. Once the vibe is off, it's off.
Yeah, there's no way he could play
You
in
gotta
Texas.
understand the vibe too.
Yeah, you
You
burnt
can't go
all
around
the
and play a
bridges.
player every day, Ronbo. You go around and play every day, and you're not vibing with him the same. Like Kyle not looking at Debo the same. Like that's fucked up, Debo. You don't know how Kyle feel about it, so he's not gonna be like, I'm not gonna give you the ball. Then I'm gonna starve you.
Well, no.
It ain't gonna
Kyle,
work.
the thing is, Kyle's going to do his job. I mean, I think things that go on in the front office versus the field, they're all going to, when Debo signs his contract, everybody's going to come upstairs, they're going to shake, and they're going to say, all right, buddy, all right, you're satisfied? Because we're hopefully you're satisfied, and we're ready to go win some ball games now. You okay? And it's not,
But
you don't have lingering issues behind contract talks. The business is part of
nah,
football.
but
So you got to get back down there and win, because Kyle's job is on the line as much as Debo's is. You better not be down there
so
doing anything like that, see?
you seen the video where they had Kyle talking to bring in IU for at least 30 minutes straight
Yeah.
in practice.
Yeah.
The pro, the local pro. You seen that video?
No, I've seen more than one video of Kyle on the field with the local
Yeah,
pro
he's talking to IU.
with the high school kids there and everything. Yeah, no, the relationships. Remember Kyle and Ayuk, they had issues last year, and they've ironed them out, so they're close. And that's what I'm saying. You can have issues with a player, but it better not linger, or else you get rid of the player.
Man,
You don't
that's
just keep having
one.
issues.
That's the one. I believe Kyle because Kyle the one that I mean, I don't know if he dropped Debo, but Kyle love IU. He the one that like I want him. Like we move up to. Just like he moved up to get Trey, he moved up to get Ayuk.
No, Kyle,
Maybe because Ayuk ain't
he
did
was
that
very
much
excited about
last
it.
year.
No, he wanted.
Yeah,
Remember,
so now he's looking at like, you know what? I'm
Reese's-
gonna make Ayuk. I'm gonna make Ayuk the number wide receiver number one. Like,
you remember the Reese's game, right? That's where Kyle Shanahan wanted Debo over everybody else. That was his pick.
yeah.
So they don't have any I didn't pick him situation going on. That's Kyle's guy. That's why he's used Kyle.
No.
That's why he's used Debo to death so far. The thing is, you do have to distinguish what your relationship in business and on the field better be two different things. You know, there's players that play with each other, don't like each other all over the place, and that probably goes to management too.
Okay, what you think gonna happen? You think he's gonna stay with the team or he gonna?
No, it's a
You want
question in my
that-
mind as
what's the
well. I
position
don't
on
know, because this is not the kind of locker room the 49ers perpetuate. There's nothing but
Yeah.
love in the locker room. So you can't be running around thinking you're bigger than the team. And I
That's what I'm trying
see.
to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Debo is gone, man. That was too much. The team ain't gonna deal with it. Why do you think Kaepernick can't get another job in the NFL? Because if a team hire him, their fan base gonna drop. Same thing like Debo right now. If they sign Debo, when he step on the field, you're gonna hear a lot of boos, like boo, like dog. The fan take that serious, Ronbo. I'm
It
telling
won't.
you.
It'll take one or two of them Debo plays, and no, everybody be cheering him up again. Just like Debo said, yeah, y'all's out there talking about go Debo, and now all of a sudden it's like this. You know, see, winning changes everything. No matter what, winning wins. That's just the
Yeah,
way it is.
but I don't see him with the team though.
Well,
That's
we'll
my
see.
view for the draft.
Now that he keeps pushing
He
the
could
envelope, he's gonna have to take
drafted.
something soon. I don't know. So
No,
if
he
the
gonna
49ers
get
can't deal
traded
with him, they will
drafted.
move him.
Yeah. He gonna get traded draft day. 49ers gonna get 2 picks for him. They're gonna move up and they're gonna get their receiver. They're gonna get their guy. Kyle gonna be like, I want this guy right here.
You don't wait till draft day, though. You get them 2 picks now because you don't want to wait till then because the picks might not be there.
No,
now the Jets
no,
are probably
Rum-
dying
no,
to get
Rum-
Debo. You make that deal now.
No, Ronbo, it's like on draft day, that's when they announce it. But
Oh.
this already been made. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well,
This
depending on how.
is already made right now. It's like on draft day, that's when they announce it. Like, okay, they working on Debo right now. They probably got a deal for Debo already sitting for this here. And at the 10, we picked that guy.
A tentative trade. Fly guy, they do
No,
not
on
want
draft
to get rid of their most prolific wide receiver. They do not. He does too
No, but-
many things for this team.
It's not about what you do, Ronbo. It's about the principle. So what are you gonna do next when his contract is up? Same thing.
Nah,
Come
it's
on,
true.
Ronbo.
You got to draw the line somewhere, and that's true.
Yeah,
And I
there's a
agree
red
with that.
line. You cross it. We trade you. We get something for you. Good luck. So now,
There you go. With certain players, that is
yeah,
going to always be the case. Arden Key, he may have said the wrong thing, too, to make the 49ers believe that it's time to let him go. But anyway,
yeah.
Fly Guy, as usual, you always bring up them penetrating, stick to your mind points. You know what? I'll tell you what, I'll be looking for you tomorrow, and let's see what happens to the
Okay.
adventures of Debo.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Night, Fly Guy. Fly Guy's good at that. He's just mind-bending. And here's another guy that's going to work it. Emilio!
Wow. What happened?
Hey, Emilio, I was thinking about this last time I talked to you. I wanted to ask you, when you barbecue, what do you barbecue?
It depends. What kind of
What kind of celebration
what
or
we're
what
eating.
date it is?
it don't really matter to the basis is what. Because usually I grill at my mother-in-law because she has the grill over there.
Yeah.
So it depends what she buys.
Yeah. I was,
Sometimes we'll do chicken, we'll do carne asada, we'll do it depends
okay.
what everybody wants or
it's
what we
it's
decide.
it's a cultural thing because I was talking to the other day. He says, and a white guy, right? Hey, Ronbo, man, what do you guys gonna barbecue them links and ribs and chicken? I said, why you say that?
Yeah, like
And
it
he says,
depends. We do anything. It don't matter. Links,
Well, that's
ribs,
the thing,
hot dogs, no burgers. Don't matter.
That's a real black thing. I just realized when he mentioned that because I said, Ed, what are you guys gonna do? You guys gonna do hamburgers and hot dogs, right? Every time. It's funny. Barbecues are a cultural thing, and I just really never thought about that. I do like having hamburger barbecues myself, but I like links, chicken, and ribs. It's pretty funny. And you just mentioned cultural carne asada. Ooh, yeah, I'll take it. Because I ain't got no problem with any barbecue. But it's funny how people break down who you are by looking at your barbecue pit. You know, if I'm looking at 3 barbecue pits, I can tell you who's who on each barbecue pit. What do we
But to me,
Asian people
it
barbecue?
depends. One day I do my Hispanic side, and the other time I do my black side. So it just depends. It all depends. It depends.
Hey, but Emilio, we got Debo on the barbecue pit right now. Debo's apparently been quoted saying enough. And I was going to wait till tomorrow night. I wanted to talk about the 49ers process and how you feel about that and everything. You can get into that, but I'd love to know, are you satisfied with the way the 49ers go about doing things in the offseason, and you think they need to up the game inning? And about the draft, are you getting ready to take a nap that day, or are you looking forward to the 49ers movements?
Or I'm kind of going to miss the first day one because I'm going to be at work. But I'm gonna still chime in and listen to it. But I mean, sometimes you want the team to be more exciting, but you got to think about it. So far, what they've done, we've got a Super Bowl appearance and an NFC champion appearance with the way they're doing things. So I don't mind too much mind it. Of course, you want to be the more splashy team. You want to get your certain positions. But so far, I've never really had complaints. Sometimes I want to sit in and let you do other things, pick up certain players. But at this point, it doesn't really matter because, like I said, so far they know what they're doing. Like I said, we've been to a Super Bowl, we've been to an NFC championship game. So the only next thing they need to do is actually get us a ring. So other than that, I'm fine with the way they do things. It just sometimes I just want certain players. That's it. But at this point, no.
And that's
like I
normal,
said, they
too.
didn't pay Kittle.
This is
They didn't
attractive
pay
players.
Fred. They do everything else. It just means everything. They don't pay players until everything's said and done. Until they go through free agency and go through the draft. That's why they don't sign their players until spring season. I mean, OTAs or preseason. So basically, like I said, I'm not worried. If they're gonna sign Debo, they're gonna wait, or they're gonna wait till next year because there's really technically no rush to sign Debo. They still have another year. They can tell them hold off until next year, and we'll sign you. So
And they hold all the cards.
whether he likes,
like you're saying,
Yeah,
Debo's
so
got another year
whether-
left on his contract. Exactly.
yeah, like I told you before, I've been said before, he doesn't have no leverage. He's just trying to find something that is him trying to make something of it. I want $25 million. Okay, if that was the case, shit, I would want to get paid $40, $50 in my job an hour. But sometimes you can't get that what you want.
You know,
But
because just think about if people have gotten into his head, I didn't think his mind was that soft. If Michael Irvin has got him going nuts all of a sudden, because people
I
didn't-
mean, you can't blame him. I'm like, if I was in it, I want to get paid. I like I said, I don't
Yeah, but-
mind. Of course, you know they all talk and they all
But,
do
you know,
it.
how about a little tact?
You gotta realize what changed. You know, remember when they were complaining like the whole Jamarcus also how he got paid and players like Ray Lewis were getting pissed off. That's not fair. How did you get a big contract all of a sudden to play all these years? I'm like, dude, times have changed. What do you care? You should be happy these young guys are getting paid. You know, get on Urban. I'm like, you know, he said, get him paid. You should get paid. Get paid. What's wrong with that? You know, get paid. You know, they're putting their bodies at risk for our entertainment. So to me, I'm all for players getting paid. If Debo thinks he's worth 25 or more,
Yeah.
I'm all for it. But to me, I just want another season out of you. Consistency showing us that you're worth that money. Not one season and give us a D4 situation.
But you have no problem with a man going for the gold. I mean, and that's why I can only be so angry about it. You know, so him trying to get it is not a reason to hate on him. But again, at the same time, Debo needs to use a little tact. That's the only thing I ask. You know, and the decision will be made as to whether you're going to get it or not. But don't get tacky and don't let things linger out here for the public to have access to, because they're going to bend it up and make you look like the nastiest, meanest dude on the planet. You know.
No, it's true. Sometimes these guys, you know, like upstanding guys, and all of a sudden they get paid. They seem like real a-holes, or they're a-holes and get paid anyway. So you got to look at like situations like T.O. People didn't like T.O. He was a good guy. So it all depends. All what matters is that when you're on the field and you produce.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it sucks. You know, some players or some teammates don't want to play with you, but what are you going to play? As long as you're producing on the field, what are we going to say? You know, it sucks. Like I said, we had a bad locker room, but what are we going to say? If we're winning games and he's producing, what are we going to care? At the end of the day, it's all about the W, right?
Yeah.
So
winning is the thing you want to do. And in locker room talk, because Debo's not going to be running around. None of the players walking around the locker room talking about, you know how much I get paid? You know what? If you need to borrow some money, let me know.
They don't. I mean, they all know that every person on that team is basically a millionaire. Just some make more than others, but
you know. But ego's still going to pop in. If I'm wide receiver 1 and I'm not getting paid, the margin of my wide receiver 1-ism should be way above the next guy in line, right? I'm worried that Debo started to think that way.
You got to think about it. How was T.O.? We go back to T.O. T.O. was like, give me the ball. Pay me. I'm going to do this. I'm getting the big bucks. Give me the ball. You guys want to win? Give me the ball. So I don't, like I said, it's not a big deal if you're producing. If you're talking all this smack and you're not producing, dude, just set up and sit down somewhere. I get it. It's an ego thing.
I need cohesion.
I want the ball. I'm getting paid. We're winning because of me. Why not? I get it. We won. Literally, a lot of our games were won because of Debo last year. They were. But my thing is, can you do it again? One season ain't going to cut it, buddy, because if you can't do it again, you see how a lot of us one-night fans are. We start complaining, talking about sit your ass down, you're getting paid, and you're not doing anything. So he's going to get an earful if he doesn't produce. So,
well, you know, it's too early to look at that. Right now, all Debo's worried about is trying to get paid. But you know what? The attitude that developed may have been already there. But we never heard about it. You know, that's the thing that's shocked.
I mean, like I said, some of these guys are humble before they get paid. Once they get paid, they change. So, you know, they always say money does change you. Sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on the person. So,
I don't know.
Like I said,
George
I'm all
Kittle
for
is the same
getting
guy.
paid.
George Kittle's the same guy, basically.
Fred
Warner's actually ashamed of himself. He's got shame. Fred Frizzly did not play up to the level he should have from last year. He just got paid. Who else just got paid? That's about it, yeah.
It was Kittle, Fred. I think somebody else got paid on the team. Can't remember at this point. But it's not, like I said, it's all on the players. Some people get disappointed because I didn't produce, you know, feels like I'm not playing to my standard. And some players, who gives a damn? I got paid. So it's all on the person. To me, like I said, you want to be an a-hole, fine. But produce on the field. I wouldn't care. Like I said, you're winning games. It's all good. As long as you're not messing up the team or you're the sole reason the team is not getting along, then it's a problem. But other than that, if they're winning and he's an a-hole, so be it. What he goes, you can't change the guy. That's who he is.
Emilio, here's the thing.
You know, as long as you're producing.
Here's the thing. If you're gonna trade Debo, as just mentioned, and you're probably already aware of it too, there's nothing in the draft that's going to equal the Debo. Ayuk is good, but he's not Debo. You know, this is going to be this is going to have a high impact on the 49ers offense if Debo's not in it. Hell, Debo was the offense on so many days, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Well, the thing with Ayuk, right? It took basically Debo 3 years to be this Debo. So maybe year 3, Ayuk is another person. You got to wait on that. We don't know yet. This is Ayuk's third year.
Yeah, no, they got two different things going on though. The Debo's was you could see Debo in his first year, pretty much what he was going to be like. In fact, we would want a Super Bowl.
So we did with Ayuk. We was like, oh man, this is potential. We saw what Ayuk too, and he had Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard as quarterbacks. So
amen.
What does that tell you?
The only thing I'm saying is Debo does things. His diversity out on the field goes beyond that of Ayuk. Ayuk runs great routes. And he's a wide receiver. He is really a pure wide receiver.
I'm not going to tell it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a pure wide receiver. But Debo, he's about 4 or 5 different players in one body. So, you know, you're going to miss that kind of thing if he leaves. So, I don't know what the 49ers are going to do, what they're thinking. But, you know, I wish he would stop talking if that is what he's doing. Stop making it a spectacle.
You can't stop the man. You can't. How you gonna tell the man to shut up in his own mouth, whether you like it or not? It's his mouth. What are you gonna do in that?
His agents say, "Listen, I can do a better job here if you would give me room to work." D, why did you do that to your? Did you tell me you were gonna clean your wall off? And also, what are you being quoted being said? You're not coming to California. They got to come to you to work out with it. Hey, as soon as you start to look like a prima donna, you're shooting me in the feet. Right? Debo, listen to me. You're shooting me in the feet. Kill me already. I'd be so upset. I really would. Come on.
Oh, no, he can act like a diva. It's fine.
No,
that's it. That's who he is. That's fine. But like I said, once he comes on the field and him and Trey Lance are not connecting or he's not doing what he needs to do, then you got to get Trey. Then you got to get rid of him. Yeah, it doesn't matter. If he wants to work in Miami, fine.
But you got to wait
you have to let him be him.
You got to wait for that.
You have to let Debo be Debo.
Yeah, I've been glad when this drama's over, though.
I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It just let Debo be Debo. When it comes to the game, week 1, and he's not producing with Trey, there's a problem. That means he's a cancer, and you might have to get rid of him.
The only thing is, I can't imagine him just
might
changing.
Come to that.
I can't imagine changing character on the field. He's still going to be Debo on the field, but that's the only place he knows. No, only thing he knows.
It's not like I told you already. If he produces, I'm good. Do what you do. You can be an a-hole somewhere else if you want. I don't care.
You should be in the room when they negotiate there because Debo's going to be Debo. That's all he knows how to be. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. Right now is the problem because Debo, please show them some respect and just go through the process. Stop clowning. All right. Let me see you tomorrow, fam, and see what happens. Because I can't wait till tomorrow. I know we're going to find out early what's going on with Debo, too. All right. All right, fam.
All right. You have a good night.
You too, fam. Oh, man. Debo. Ellis! I heard something.
Ron Bizzle.
Ellis. Come on in, man. We were evaluating the 49ers actually their program as they do each and every year, as we sit and watch every free agent that we like go to other teams, and we do question the process, but we have been doing well without spending overspending. But now we got to the point now we can forget about spending money because the 49ers got too many good players, and we did it through the right way. We went through the draft. We built the players. They are who they are. They fit our program. They're efficient. They're well-versed. They know what they're doing. They play fast. Why? Because they know the system like the back of their hands. And that's why they're worth paying, right? So, you know, do you buy into the philosophy of what the 49ers are doing? Also, the draft is if you look at it, it may be exciting this year, maybe more so than it has been. But, Ellis, what are your feelings on these things?
Well, you know, I'm good with the process. I'm patience is a virtue. So we've all had to learn that one way or another, by force or voluntarily, one way or another. So I'm looking forward to seeing, us building in the draft for sure, making some really good selections, some key selections, that we can utilize right away. It would be nice to get a couple of guys that right from the gate can come in and play crazy, like, no matter what the round is, that can come in and make an instant impact on the team. And for us, I would like to get some players like that. So I'm just really hoping that that's what we're looking at when it comes to drafting guys versus getting guys where it's like, we'll sit him a year, let him get some, a year or two. And I don't want to go through that. I don't want to do that. Feel like that's taking too much of a risk. And
Ellis, you mentioned that. That's part of the 49ers process right there. You just hit it right on top of the head. Ambry Thomas, for all intents and purposes last year, they did not want to use him. Jason Verrett was supposed to stay on the field. They make plans that don't always materialize, but that's what the 49ers are into now. Getting players in, season them up, and then sprinkle them on the food next year. You can see that's what they did. Ambry, fortunately, is ready to roll this year. Made some great plays, and is the reason why we got to the playoffs for the most part. But you're right. To find that plug-in-and-play player like Dre Greenlaw, that's a rarity.
Yeah. It benefits us because right now we're coming into a season where we have a much tougher schedule than we had last year, and it's unfortunate for us because the last two seasons we really had, even though we had some challenges, but the schedules weren't as crazy as it's going to be. Mm-hmm. So I feel like we're going to have to play even that much more better, much more of a complete season in its entirety, in order for us to even have any possible chance of not only making the playoffs, but hopefully getting to the big game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got the we've got the shell. We've got the foundation, but we need all these extra pieces and stuff like that. And Ambry Thomas didn't play for a whole season prior, so it took him a while to get back into the football. Kind of, especially the level that he's playing at now is totally different. You know what I mean? You could see how much it was a culture shock for Aaron Banks. But Ambry Thomas was a little bit more determined and had, a little bit more hunger from what I see, and his readiness, his determination. He just allowed that to, reflect in his opportunities he was given,
Ellis,
and worked out for him.
It's like Bobo pointed out about Elijah Mitchell. Do you notice if a 49er's worth a damn? I mean, if a running back's worth a damn, he comes in day one, hits the ground running, literally, and you can see. He's going to be a bad. This is why when people talk about Trey Sermon, I just don't even get involved because I say, you know what? Elijah Mitchell came in. A running back is a running back. That's a position that you're born into. You either can play it or you can't. Ellis, when's the last time you seen a running back come in looking bad and eventually got better? They always hit the ground. You can see from day one they're going to own the league.
Yeah. It's I can't pick an individual person, but I want to give Trey Sermon,
a little more time.
I'm gonna lay off him for a little bit, and I'm gonna see what he ends up doing, because I saw him running some drills and he looked like he's moving and shifting really good. He's bursting, his burst looks good. He's got the good size on him already. We just needed to materialize on the field, and he's gonna need the opportunities also to be able to show that. But he has to take advantage of it. So I'm hoping that he's able to get, we're able to see both of those, him given the opportunity and him taking advantage of it. Because, he played for a good team, in the Sooners, and he played in a really strong backfield with Ramondre Stevenson, who's doing really well, in New England. And so I look to see him really, getting into his own, hopefully this up and coming season. And not taking no prisoners. He's going to have to get pissed off. You got to get mad when you got it in you. When you got potential, you got to show it. You know what I mean? And you can't sit over there and get mad, get frustrated. Put it on the field. Go start hitting somebody, laying some people down. put that in, put that into your footwork. Like I said, you don't just got to be a trainer and try to run everything over, because you got to be able to make the right moves and get to the right holes. You don't want to just keep running into 3-4 alignment. You know what I'm saying? Bounce out, move and shift like you was doing in between those cones and doing those agility drills. And show some hip movement and different stuff like that. And Elijah Mitchell, I'm just thankful that we got him. I actually was really excited that we had got him in the 6th round, because I remember seeing his highlights before the draft, and then he ended up actually getting the opportunity all because of Raheem Mostert. But think about it. If Raheem never got hurt, we may not have even seen Elijah this season.
Maybe.
So that was a blessing in disguise.
You
know what I mean?
wonder,
if
though,
we did, it wasn't going to be much.
Because Sermon came in from day one. I actually think that I think Hasty would have beat Sermon out at some point. Hasty did beat him out on the depth chart. That was amazing when I looked at the depth chart. I looked at it twice. This must be a typo. No, they meant that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an adjustment. Everybody's not ready to rise to the occasion immediately. Sometimes it takes a little bit. It takes you to fall down and get up, or it takes you some time to sit back and kind of watch and be studious, be a student of the game and watch the guys in front of you and then come out. And then there's the other side of the coin as well, where you just never actually make it. Yeah. You never get to that point, and you end up, becoming a no-name at some point. But I like what they're doing for right now. I'm comfortable. I'm not overly excited. I just want to be, humbled about the situation. Let them build in a way, that they know how. I'm hearing this stuff about the Panthers, and the Panthers being possibly interested in Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't see them going for Baker Mayfield over Jimmy for some reason. I just think because system-wise, Jimmy's more established. He's more seasoned. So that could, in his leadership qualities, it's not going to really benefit them, taking Baker Mayfield when they see, how he's got this disconnect with his team. Jimmy doesn't have that issue. He doesn't suffer from that. And so that's a benefit for him.
And Baker's still talking. Baker's doing interviews. See, I want to rent a booth. I want to rent a box right in front of. I want to boo them as I got booed. You see, you don't know what it's like to be sitting there getting booed by fans. I said, Baker, what are you talking about? Why are you talking about that? Baker Mayfield, he's another guy. Some of these players don't know. If I'm an agent, Ellis, I would be calling players up. Look, you know what? There's nothing I can do for you. I mean, I'm listening, I'm watching this, and I can't believe it. We've had this discussion. Do you want me to get this done or not? You're putting landmines all through the path. I couldn't stand it.
I mean, shit, the commercials are going to fade out, my G. You don't even, if you're not on the team anymore, what the hell you think the insurance companies are? The insurance companies, they're not going to be able to, utilize you in any kind of, they got him at the stadium, sleeping at the stadium, doing all those other things. He's not going to be able to do that anymore, because he's not even going to have a stadium that he plays at anymore, that he can really play professionally at the moment.
I think
so he needs to tread softly, tread lightly. It would behoove young Baker Mayfield to do so.
He's got a bad temper.
If I'm being honest,
cannot contain himself. He done that before he came out of Alabama. He's getting into fights with people. Baker, you just got here, and you're out here telling what coach should be fired and this and that. What are you doing? Know your role. Shut up. God.
Yeah, he can't make an ass out of himself anymore. But like I was saying though, I think Jimmy's got a better opportunity get into a team like the Panthers than another, and he's more seasoned. He's got more wins and more big game wins matters on him.
Mental maturity.
Maturity is everything, and getting along with the teammates. Jimmy has a better resume with just all around when it comes to how he deals with his teammates, the coaches,
he learned from Tom Brady.
His reputation.
Yeah, that's that Brady. That's that New England teachings. He just. Remember when Jimmy's running up and down the sideline looking and sounding like Brady the whole time when he first came? That's what they need. Any team needs that kind of quarterback, Hopefully Trey picked that up.
You'd be better off. Yeah, you'd be better off doing that. So I'm hoping that if we end up doing something like that, we can get. I don't think Carolina is going to give us the 4th overall pick, but if we trade our 2nd and maybe another pick and give them Jimmy for their 4th overall, and then we can trade back in the 1st round and get a few more picks and basically get those picks back.
Mm-hmm.
with another team and maybe be in the late first and then get another second and fill in whatever potential picks we had to give up to trade for that first along with Jimmy. I'm just saying hypothetically, then I think we could benefit from a situation like that. But again,
the scenarios are endless. We got to stop though, fam.
Sure.
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be back tomorrow night as we all wait to see. Now Debo's going to become the focal point. We ain't nobody even talking that much about the draft. Everybody's what's going on with Debo. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, Ellis.
Yeah, definitely. Peace and love, Brother Ronbo. Thank you for the platform as always,
fam.
fam.
And shout out to Amaya, Zamari, Joshua, Johnny.
Thank you, family. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you. And man, shout out to the faithful out there, man. Y'all hit the like, subscribe. Outsiders, y'all do the same thing, man. Wipe your feet. Brush your teeth.
Don't let them slide either. Get on them, Ellis. They talked about you yesterday, actually.
Most definitely.
I know you saw that. All right, Ellis.
Man, I haven't seen nothing in the chat yet, but I don't really care about it. There's some other guys talking in the chat talking about, is he a rapper? He's talking to. Man, look, if as much as y'all in the chat talking, I could be here all effing night. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, hopefully it would make y'all get off the damn chat. That's what really we trying to do. Is we trying to make y'all scatter like roaches. So. I got the raid in hand. All right, family. Peace and love.
See you tomorrow. That Ellis.
Respect.
Hey, Tony, get in here. Tony.
Ronbo?
Tony. Come on in, Tony.
What's up?
I was looking at, we're looking at the 49ers' way of doing business. Yeah, in fact, you know what? The Falcons are not crazy about signing and just wearing out free agency. In fact, Tony, when the Rams get through, there's not a whole lot of free agents left for everybody else, is there? You know what I mean?
No,
Go ahead.
No, but there's still some out there, but they're not going to get paid top dollar.
And it's a philosophy, Not all teams in the NFL, and as 49er fans, and I imagine the same as Falcons fans, because you guys don't go nuts in the free agency period either. There are teams that's what they do. The Rams have made it no secret that they intend on every mercenary they can get to the Super Bowl. Okay, that's what they do. And then you look at the 49ers, we build from the draft, which means at some point you've got to play your own free agents. You look at Bill Belichick, same thing. The most successful franchises usually go this route. Dallas Cowboys, the Steelers. Now, there's also a franchise that builds from within. But your winningest franchises are not shopping high-end every year. And that's why I'm saying, I'm going to appreciate the 49ers. Well, go ahead, I'm sorry.
That's true. You moderately get a free agent here or there. It's just like the year we went to the Super Bowl in 2016. We only signed 3 free agents. One was a special teams guy, and the other 2 were Mohamed Sanu and Alex Mack. That was it.
And they played huge roles. Huge.
Yeah.
And that's what's called hitting the target. Because if I got a guy sitting around over here like OBJ, right? OBJ comes in, he's got to have X amount of money. He plays 5 or 6 games, and there he is. Something's wrong with his leg. They get those players that are high risk, and you got a huge. There's much to gain if he lasts the whole season, which I have to give kudos to that. But still, that's what I'm thinking.
That's what the Chargers did. I think I told you about 4 or 5 shows ago. They traded for Khalil Mack. They re-signed Mike Williams, their free agent wide receiver. They re-signed one of their own, and they got Khalil Mack. They very moderately got those 2 free agents, but they haven't done anything big like signing 5 or 6 of them. So I like what they did, and it's going to show on the field.
Oh, that's a bingo. I'm going to put Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa on the same field?
Opposite end, yep.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You guys got to you don't have to deal with the AFC West this year, do you? Damn.
We play the AFC North. We play Cleveland, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore.
Well, that's no cakewalk either, but still, AFC West has no rest spots.
But that extra game out of the 17 games, that extra game, we do play a home game. We play the Chargers. I'm not looking forward to that.
Oh, man.
So, and then we play the NFC West. We play you guys and Arizona at home. Yep. We play you guys in Arizona at home, and we got to go to L.A. and Seattle.
Seems like we play the Falcons every year.
Not every year. 2019, 2021, and this year. Yeah. We didn't play you guys in 2020.
18? No. Seems like
18, 17, nope.
Yeah, we played 16 because I remember that was the year that the Trez was upset with Kowalski T. He says because the Falcons was using Kowalski T like a baseball bat, my handle.
Yeah.
They was just working Kowalski to death, and Trez was done with Kowalski. He says, after 3 years.
We were blowing everybody out at that time.
That's what I'm saying, the Falcons were so devastatingly tough offensively that year. My God. So,
I know. Julio didn't even play that game. Do you remember Aldrick Robinson? Y'all signed him?
Yeah, Aldrick was playing for you guys. Yeah, he did a good job.
He had 142 yards in that game receiving because Julio didn't play.
And I think that's what Trez was burning up about. He got a lot of those yards. With Kowalski was supposed to be covering. So,
Yeah, and Devontae Freeman had a big day. That game, he had over 130-some yards rushing, broke a long run. You guys are going through a transition there, though.
Yeah, it was so like...
Get ready to get Kyle. Kyle was calling the plays for us against you guys, and y'all were kind of sealing the deal to get him at that time. It was the end of the season that year. So, but any word on the home front with the draft coming up? Any news?
The 49ers, it seems speculation is the 49ers are definitely going for a tight end and an offensive lineman. So, but that's put out there in order to confuse the other GMs around the league, I imagine. The first pick they pick up, I'm imagining they're going to trade up, maybe. And at 61, and from the things you've given me and the things I'm reading around, I can't imagine what the 49ers are going to do if they can't get out of 61.
There are 7 tight ends I like in this draft, Ronbo. 7. And the top tight end, Trey McBride, the one that won the Mackey Award out of Colorado State. I think the Bengals are looking at him at 31. But there's a tight end, Charlie Kohler, Iowa State, 6'7". 250. He's a good tight end. He played with that running back. I like him. I like Isaiah Likely out of Coastal Carolina. Derek Deese Jr. You remember Derek Deese Sr. played on your O-line.
Yeah, we were just talking about him a little while ago. His son's out there.
Jake Ferguson, watch out for him out of Wisconsin. He's a sleeper. Jelani Woods, 6'7", 245, Virginia Tech. He's a monster. And I already told you about Greg Durelich out of UCLA. We had a visit with him last week.
Yeah.
I like those are the tight ends I like. You guys might be looking at some of those also.
I think so, because guys that make George Kittle look small, that's just crazy.
We got
6'7".
We got Kyle Pitts. We're looking to get another one on the other side. But, Ronbo, the Falcons, we have to get 2 defensive linemen and pray that Christian Watson's going to be there. But I think you guys might trade up in that second round. He's not going in the first round.
Yeah,
you guys got your second round pick.
No.
You can trade. You got the Jets with those 2 picks, like we were talking about in the last show.
See,
maybe y'all can make a.
The Niners are going to have to get more than one. They're not going to pick a wide receiver to start. It just goes against everything they believe in that front office. So if they're going to do anything in that second round, I imagine it's going to get an offensive lineman. The 49ers are definitely going trenches. If the 49ers go anywhere but the trenches in the first pick of the day for them, I will be shocked.
Yeah, we better go in the trenches, either defensive tackle or I want us to trade down. But if we don't, defensive tackle or defensive end. Because everybody, the Falcons, they want Jordan Davis, the defensive tackle from Georgia. That's who they want. But I was chatting with Niner by Nature. He somehow hates your fan base. I'm like, well, at least you're not my fan base. They're all brainwashed. I call them the 71% club. The one that Matt Ryan gone. Yeah. Ronbo, I'm so pissed at them. They got to have a black quarterback that can run. A black quarterback that can run.
I know. This is just ridiculous. And that's why I've always been in my thinking, don't be looking at people's colors on every situation like that. That's just ridiculous. Tony, we got to get up, though. Go ahead and finish that thought, though.
Yeah, they're ignorant. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah. But I'll be back tomorrow, Ronbo. Right. I hope you had a happy year, you and your family.
Thanks,
and Rob. I'm going to get in the chat and mix it up with that ready-to-go knucklehead.
Sometimes I think that's his whole prerogative, get people stirred up. All right, Tony.
Ronbo, he was the first one in the chat tonight. I'm like, you ain't got nothing.
He gets off on antagonizing people. God. All right, Tony, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, have a good night.
God bless.
Oh, God. Hey, yo, B-Ham.
Ronbo, baby boy, tell me what it is. Jimmy G still on the roster, Ronbo. Drive right around the corner.
It's going to be interesting to see how the fan base gets really restless if Jimmy G is on this roster in June and July. And don't let him start throwing the ball. Man, he's still walking around with a 49er uniform on. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man.
There's going to be trouble. Man. Oh, there's going to be trouble.
Like now the mic say, forget about it.
Oh, God. And this, you know what, though? He's part of the reason why tonight I asked him, is anybody totally unhappy with the way the 49ers go about doing their thing in the offseason? Because the critics are just rubbing the 49ers across the washboard like a dirty towel, you know? They need the 49ers is just doing everything ass backwards, that they don't know when to do. They call it.
We'd have been rubbed across the dirty towel every year. Hey, I like this dirty towel better than Trent Baalke's dirty towel.
Yeah. Boy, ain't that the truth. Oh, he was awful. I mean, he was just terrible.
My God.
And he looked like, you could tell he didn't know what he was doing.
Oh, my God. He messing up another team right now, Jacksonville or somebody.
I know. It's starting to look like a potty pool over there. Because, you know, if things look the same way, Trent may be looking for a job this time next year. They're going to finally realize, now we fired a couple of coaches, and Trent Baalke has still been our GM through all of that. It may be time to make a move there, too.
Ronbo, if they don't look no better, ain't nobody might not be looking for Trent Baalke next year. Yeah. But oh boy, one thing I can say, Ronbo, it is a lot of speed in the draft. So if we don't get no speedster, I don't know. Hey, then that's when I'm gonna go to wondering and worrying about what are we doing. We're gonna have to do something, man. I be checking out a lot of these YouTube videos, and they talking about, you know, Trey Lance is practicing and preparing like he is the number one guy, and this, that, and the third. The GBG is still hanging in the balance, so. You know, that's 20-some million right there that we just got out there, like, and these, you know, everybody is like, oh, that 20-some million ain't nothing, you know. Oh, boy, Ronbo.
26. And this is why I laughed. You said, you know, we should have traded. The 49ers are screwing up. We should have traded Jimmy Garoppolo a long time. Okay, let me ask you this, all right? I got a quarterback that's not going to throw it until July. I'm bringing him into a new program. He's not going to be able to learn the program. I'm paying him $26 million to come in, and I'm going to give him a tutorial across online on how to play this offense. He hasn't met anybody on the offense at all, and yet I should go out and trade for him. I always laugh and say, that's why I always ask people, would you trade for Jimmy Garoppolo? You own a club. Would you trade for Jimmy Garoppolo right now? And they still go on and on. Our league has spoken, Ronbo, and that's what the league has. Its, oh, God.
I'm going to say this, Ronbo.
Dismiss logic.
I'm going to be honest with you.
everybody want to say, well, Jimmy G messed the Niners up because he had this surgery too late. He should have had it such and such and such and such. But I look at it like this right here, Ronbo. They was not gonna trade for him knowing he needed surgery anyway.
See, between you and me, and I wish we was in a quiet room because people listen to this right now and get mad as hell. I agree. That's no accident.
I mean, why would I trade for somebody when I don't even know what the hell he gonna look like? It's not no secret, so everybody know he got to have surgery. Everybody know how he was playing last year.
And
messed up thumb,
and
third shoulder.
And BM, somebody's lying about having turned down trade offers too. I firmly believe that. There's something really, really bizarre going on with this whole thing.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what it is, Ronbo.
I'm not going to go that far, but I still wonder if you put the pieces together. It's very strange.
Only thing we can do is hope for the best.
Yeah, because I still want to win games. If Trey can win them, please, no problem. But what bothers me, B-Ham, is this. I'm looking at Garoppolo. You just mentioned his hand. His shoulder's bad. I need to get to the playoffs and the Super Bowl with somebody who knows what they're doing. So why am I not putting in Trey Lance now? Why? It's like people always accuse, Kyle doesn't even like or trust Jimmy Garoppolo. It's not his quarterback. I said, well, it's very strange he leaves him in there.
Hey, man.
I said, why hasn't he been there? Yeah.
Hey, man, they spend more time with those players than we see. You get me?
Yes.
Somebody know that he is not ready. The man struggled with the Texans. Let's not forget that, Ronbo. They had their starting defense out there. He struggled with them to begin with. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's something about him that we don't know that they know. Yeah. And what they're doing is they're trying to really keep him protected. So I won't be surprised if they do go get him some speed. They're trying to keep him protected. So when they do put him out there, they can't expose him.
And
whatever
he can survive. Because
he can survive.
And B-Ham, what is Debo? Debo is a man who cuts up the middle of the field. Now, Trey doesn't really throw that intermediate pass very well. Not yet. He may in the future. I'm not saying he can't, but that's not his game. So
listen, I'm gonna tell you something. If I'm gonna be honest with you, Ronbo, and I know we're getting ready to run out of time. If they're not looking to re-sign Debo, then I can understand that because, like you just said, when you really go back and look at all his passes that he throw, all his passes are hard because he's trying to get the ball down the field. He's used to just throwing deep passes. So maybe if they're not trying to sign Debo, they are just out here looking for world-class speed. We don't know until the draft starts.
I like that idea is intriguing to me, but you gotta fix that offensive line. In order for those deep routes to develop, you need to give that quarterback a minute or so. Well, not a minute, but I mean, I'm literally speaking, but I mean, you got to give him some time.
It needs
he
at
can't
least
be
5
looking
seconds
underneath his helmet at that line coming at 100 miles an hour and wait for that receiver to lose his man. There's so many things that enter into the conversation here. What are the Niners really doing?
Don't know. Don't know.
It's gonna be drama all the way till September, ain't it?
Oh yeah. Well, Ronbo, I know you got to get ready to go, man. And hopefully, I'll get back in here tomorrow and talk with you.
Be looking for, and like you say, if Debo is traded to the Jets, you're right. They're going to be looking for Jets. See what I did there?
They're going to be looking for Jets.
Give me some Jets today. I want 4.25s. Oh, God. All right, BM. Always a good time talking to you, fam. I'll be looking for you tomorrow.
Okay, my man.
You on the road tonight?
Nah.
You chilling, huh? All
In the
right.
city.
All right, that's right. It's holiday
Easter,
anyway.
baby.
Yeah, you're supposed to take some time
Happy
off.
Easter.
Happy Easter to you, fam. Talk to you later.
Okay.
Yeah, me and B-Ham, man, we go all the way back to, it's funny. We go all the way back to 2016, 17. Yeah. Hey, get us in times DMG. What up, Ronbo? Love from Thailand. Hey, get us is in Thailand. Get us, how you doing? Can't even say get us, though. I had no idea it was in Thailand. Hey, Brian.
London out of USC.
Coming off of Resurrection Sunday, the law says, know your role and shut your mouth. What's that, Ronbo?
Wait. Let's direct that to that famous Ram fan, ready to go. Ready to go comes, checks in here every day. A man on a mission. I'm here to piss off every 49er fan I can find. Look at him. Rams have the best fans in the world, super deep and passionate. Okay, let's move on. Brian, tonight's initial question was, are you satisfied with the way the 49ers process things on the offseason and the way they go about getting things done? And also, the draft. We don't have a first-round pick. Are we still going to be entertained by the draft this year? What are you thinking?
I'm going to answer that first question first.
Mm-hmm.
In the words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, if you're satisfied with how the 49ers handled this offseason, give me a hell no. Hell no.
Elaborate.
Nah, I think they could have. I think some kind of way they could have been more aggressive. I think they could have. They could have made a little bit more aggressive. Not saying we probably got the top-notch free agency guys because we're so, financially strapped, cap-wise. But other than that, yeah, I think they could have. I give them a C. If I was to grade them, I'd give them a C plus. We were okay. I think we address special teams. I think we should be better. I think we should be better on special teams.
When you put it that way, it sounds so sad and pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But until we get this.
But Brian, how bad was our special teams last year?
It was one of the worst. Wasn't it one of the worst?
I think so. It was right up in the top three.
We pretty much one of the bottom feeders. So I mean, yeah.
And they got rid of special teams coach too. So that goes to show Lynch and Shanahan were just livid the whole year. That's all they could.
Yeah. Yeah. So with us getting, I think with us getting, what was the returner name from Pittsburgh?
Ray.
With us getting, I think that was a boost. I think that was a boost. We got the leading. He led the league in returns.
Yeah.
So I think that'll boost us. And then
always a good thing. Yep.
And he can also double as help us in the receiving department too. Now I will say this: draft wise, I think either two things gonna happen. I think either the Niners are gonna try to make a move by trading up or down. I don't know. They could be trading up or down. No, I don't think they're gonna sit at 61. They're either going to trade up or down. There's going to be a trade. I doubt if they sit there. Or if they do sit there, I think they're going to go edge rusher. I do. I think they're going to. I think they go. If there's not an offensive lineman that drops that's going to catch their eye, then I think they're going to stick with. They're going to stick with what they've been drafting with. Their formula has been what? Edge rushers, right? Linemen.
As every year. When's the last time we got an interior offensive lineman? It's always about the edge. We want to kill your quarterback. That's the bottom line with the 49ers. We want to make it hell for your quarterback to operate all day long.
Yeah, and I think go edge rusher. I think it'll be a safe pick. You just get the better. This is a year of edge rushers. And then also because O-line, we got what, 2/3? Do we have like 2/3 or 3/3 or something like that? We can always go O-line. You always look for O-line right there. You know, if there's not nobody that we can grab in the second, I think they look for in the third. We got a couple of picks in the third. So I think that second pick, that second round pick would be a luxury.
Yeah,
but I think
but you look at Alex Mack, and that's a stud that you want to be able to train the new kid. He needs to sit and watch Alex Mack, right? Take notes during the game. We need to get when Alex Mack. He's not going to play. I can't imagine Mack playing next year. He's going to get in there and learn. So
but either that, and then hopefully within the next few weeks. I'm just going to say a few weeks. The powers that be and Debo, they sit down and put pen to paper, come up with a deal.
You know what? I wish Debo would just calm it down, take it down a notch. Stop talking. Stop saying things like, if they want me to work out with them, they're going to have to come to me. Debo, that was way out of line. Just say, make up, lie. Tell me that you're doing something else, but don't show me Diva-tude. Oh, my God. I hope that's that. I hope somebody made that up. Whew, they said quoted it.
I think once Debo, and they're not going to let Debo walk.
I don't think
they'll let.
I
don't think they're going to let Debo walk.
I don't even think they're going to trade for him.
Ronbo, we claim ourselves as a 49er faith. I think it's time for us to be faithful. We just got to be faithful and say, hey, there's no way they're going to let Debo walk. You're not going to let one of the best players get away from you. You make that deal. You make that deal.
You know, if they don't, I'm going to be sitting here in the dark for that day, for that show. I'm going to turn the lights out, and all you're going to see is darkness and hear me talking and crying, boy. I love me some Debo. Come on, man. We got to keep him. God.
We didn't sweat this. We didn't sweat this much with Fred Warner and Kittle.
Yes.
We wasn't doing all. It wasn't all. We didn't go through all this drama, and but then again, Fred and Kittle didn't clean their didn't take down their social media.
They didn't go nuts. But people, but Brian, people are comforting themselves by saying, he ain't bigger than his team. Debo could go right now. Jets want it. We can get a couple first-round picks. And you heard Papa Dragon mentioned earlier, there are no substantial players in this draft that you should be looking forward to a first-round pick, even two of them.
No.
They don't have any good players. It was a COVID year, and it had an effect on the quality of personnel coming into this draft. And I believe that because it sounds nothing but right. There's a few, some exceptions, but for the most part, you got to be careful with that.
Yeah. So I think they're gonna get that. I think they're gonna get the Debo deal done. Maybe it may be later than sooner, but they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it done. And when they get it done, it's gonna cooler heads will prevail.
Yeah.
But we just got to be faithful, and they're gonna get it done. And so the real deal is once we get him done, then we got to turn around and get Bosa. I think Bosa will be. I don't think Bosa will be too done good, but we got to get Debo done first.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about Nick until you should get him as soon as you can. Sign up so it doesn't cost so much. But John's already said we got it both budgeted in. Brian, it's something about what's being said in the contract. I think more than the money's involved. I really do. There's 49ers have little clauses and little things that are unfavorable toward the player. They protect the team, but the players don't want that. And the 49ers need to modify that so it's a little more acceptable or something.
We got to make sure the language, the contract language, I guess, as they say. Make sure the contract language is appropriate.
Yeah, don't try to make a fool out of the player like D Ford made it out of Parag.
Right. Ooh, man. Oh, he practically raped him.
We were desperate that year. Remember, we haven't drafted Nick Bosa yet, and we needed an edge rusher. D Ford, step forward.
I think D Ford I think D4 put something in Parag's drink. I think
Parag was laying on the floor, passed out, and D filled out the papers and signed it. And when everybody came in, and Parag was sitting up in the chair, okay. So I guess we'll continue this tomorrow. No, we're done here, fam. We got this. All right. Yeah, I see you tomorrow. And everything was on there.
I said, man, who is D4 agent? His man got all kind of guarantees and this and
he's
brilliant. We couldn't even sneeze. We couldn't even sneeze away if he had COVID. We couldn't get rid of D4. We got to wait till June 1st.
Well, Brian, we're gonna go, and I'll be back tomorrow night. Looking forward to the more adventures of Deebo Samuel. Have a great night.
All right, Ronbo. Shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful. Most important, y'all. Shout out to production. The law is finally out.
Night, Brian.
All right, Ronbo.
And happy Easter. Yo, KC.
Yo, Ronbo. What's shaking, man?
Well, us, Casey, because as 49er fans, I'm going to...
Oh, man.
Casey, we talked about this before the season ended. We talked about various pharmaceutical products that you could get to get you through this part of the year. And the over-the-counter medications may need something a little more stronger than that. But, we're going through it again like we do every year. KC, man, Deebo! And then, that's why I asked the question tonight. Casey, are you satisfied with how the 49ers go about carrying on every offseason? We sit back and watch, and every year we complain, the same complaints every year. Oh, God, Niners, spend some money. Okay, but we still end up doing, we still win games. At least we have been, right? And then, are you happy with how they're doing things? And should it be left alone? The 49ers should be left to do whatever they do, the way they do it. And also the draft. Is it going to be a good draft this year? Casey, is there a reason for us to believe the 49ers are going to go rock and roll this year?
No. There's no reason to. Ronbo, I'm very concerned. I don't know what these guys are doing. There's no reason to put so much stress on this team. I mean, Jesus, Ronbo. They traded 3 first-round picks. 3 first-round picks for a guy that couldn't even order a beer. And now they got Deebo saying what did he say, Ronbo? You oh man, I don't even I just tuned in and I don't even know what he said in the last 24 hours.
The one where he says
I don't know.
I'm not if they want to practice with me, they need to come to where I am. And also Michael Irvin firing him up, and he couldn't say, Michael, thanks, Mike, man, you legendary, man. Give me some, all right? Yeah, you know what? I hear you, okay? And I'm going to do the best I can. Don't sit there and get mad because Irvin said that to you, because Irvin said to him, stay in San Francisco. In other words, telling Deebo, because you can't play nowhere else, just the way you play, and get your money. And Deebo took exception to that. Oh, what you trying to say,
I mean,
Mike?
One way or the other, isn't he still on contract next year? I mean,
yeah,
he's not going anywhere.
Well, Deebo
he's not going anywhere.
Oh, he feels like Kyler Murray. Yeah, but he feels like Kyler Murray. I'm underpaid.
They're not trading him. He's under contract.
You're right.
And so, this is all just. I think some teams have adopted this new social media thing in the off season where, they have a certain player, and they kind of maybe don't care what they do or suggest certain things to do. So they, people on ESPN have something to talk about and, whatnot.
And they actually start these things. Some of these things don't even exist.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the social media stuff, like with the posts, like when people take their posts down, it's not like they delete them. They can, then they'll put them back up, so it's not gone forever. So there's some sort of special app or, organization that caters to these things in the off season. There has to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's just, because there's a pattern of, what happens with a lot of players that do this. But, Ronbo, last time I called in, I wanted to talk about something, but we spent so much time talking about Deebo. And this all kind of, ties into what I want to talk about. What happened to humble but hungry, Ronbo? This team used to be solid.
Not with this generation, Casey. No.
And now we got Jimmy Ward making another call out to DK Metcalf and stuff. And, Ronbo, I made a comment on the post on Instagram, and I got Jimmy's attention, and I said something like, you're praying to God to cause another game-changing penalty, you better miss me with that shit, Jimmy. I mean,
I know you
and
know.
he said something along the lines of like, I should grow up and be like you. I'd rather be like me. I was just like, Jimmy, you're missing the point, man. I don't know what you're doing, but like, it's not. It's literally the worst karma to stop and like premeditate stuff like that. And we've already seen it play out the way it did in the NFC Championship. I think the league should start fining him. I don't want to see people do this. I don't want to see other players on other teams go, yeah, I'd love to hit Jimmy Garoppolo, and I can't wait to line up Jimmy Garoppolo. And I'm like, what are we doing here, Jimmy? Like, it's no good. It doesn't do anyone any favors.
The testosterone starts flying with these guys, and they just don't care
I think
what
the
they say.
CTE starts flying with these guys, Ronbo. What?
I know.
Jesus, Ronbo, what is Jimmy thinking?
You're right. Jimmy, you see those videos he's been doing lately?
Do that.
I agree.
Yeah,
those videos he's doing lately,
man.
he does look like he just did at least 2 or 3 bowls,
Yeah.
Dub is crazy. I love him to death, but
I know. That's what sucks, too, is like, he's a good 49er. He loves the Niners, but like, Deshaun Gold, you never catch Dante hitting her being like this. If Dante was saying this stuff, you'd be like, what is Dante smoking, Rombo?
Different generation. Different generation.
Yeah, it is.
Like you're saying,
Yeah.
everybody wants instantly everything immediately. Now there's no. I don't need to go through the ropes. I don't need to gain any experience. I need my money now. So it's a different thing. And for those of us who are looking on at that, we say, the hell, I don't know.
Well, and I think what is unfortunate is that when you have a player like Debo, there's enough history of teams screwing players out of contracts, like Chris Carson in Seattle. He got injured. He played well for a long time. So now, there's players that are like, screw this, I'm going to get paid, and I'm going to get paid big. And I mean, it makes sense, Rumbo. I don't know. I mean,
you're right. And it's through some of these bad examples that have been set recently, actually. And so no wonder you got people acting up as they come into this generation coming in, because they know what happened already and they don't want it to happen to them. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So
like Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, Mostert
trying to rework his contract years ago. Isn't
he special? Raheem Mostert went years of going from one team to another, never really utilized. And it's going to be interesting to see what he looks like with the Dolphins. But no, it's not, because Mike McDaniel knows what to do with Raheem Mostert. But Mostert was misused by most coaches that didn't have enough sense to use him right.
Now he's got Mostert and Tyreek Hill. That's crazy. Dolphins are going to be good next year, man. Really good.
Speed City.
Yep, they got a good defense too.
Yeah, they weren't bad last year.
I got a passenger here. I'm gonna let you go, Rumble.
All right,
always
Case.
a pleasure, bud.
Always, fam. Looking for you. I'll be back tomorrow. Looking for you. Happy Easter, meantime.
Sounds good, bud. Adios.
All right, fam. Night. Here goes Case. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Well, Tony, our conferences now are turning into summits as we sit back and. You know what, Tony, at the end of all this madness, I just hope that we don't go into the dark days. We're looking now, and Beham and I we've got a conspiracy theory going that we're going to keep quiet about. I'm not going to say anything more about that regarding Jimmy G. But then you got the 49ers conducting themselves the way they do in the offseason. I know you've had a lot to say about that in the past, and so I want to open that door up for you right now. Tony, go wild. And also, Tony, are you expecting the 49ers to do crazy things in the draft, or is this going to be a ho-hum draft? What do you think is going to happen here?
Well, first of all, with Jimmy, he was at Augusta watching the golf. Isn't that near Carolina?
Yeah, Carolina Panthers. And you know what's so funny, because you mentioned that the Carolina Panthers are going around talking about, we're looking at this quarterback and this quarterback is in the draft for the first round, and that seems to be a smokescreen. But for what, I'm not sure. But yeah, Carolina's the last place. That's it. And
but Robert, if you were at Carolina Panthers, who would you pick between Jimmy and Baker Mayfield?
Mayfield. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a
Really?
fan. You know why I say that? Because I don't know. I need a quarterback in here now so he can get up to speed and get things going. Or else
Hang on.
or I leave the whole matter alone. Because
Hang on a minute.
That's why I say that.
Okay. All right. So Jimmy's had a minor operation, probably keyhole surgery, to attach one tendon.
Mm.
All right, because I've had a rotator cuff on my right shoulder.
Mm.
Right, and all that means is when you lift up your shoulder, in between your shoulder blade and your collarbone thing there, it just keeps pinching the nerve. You can't move your shoulder. So if he's had just a minor surgery like that, that's nothing. He'll recover in 4 weeks. All right, he'll start throwing in about 8.
Tony,
McGlinchey, who's had an operation, snapped off his bone.
But Tony, this is why, and I just want to piggyback on just that point right there. This is why I smell something going on here. You and I both know that, and everybody said that many times. It's a minor surgery, keyhole surgery. They can go in there and fix that. It's going to take him until July before he can throw the ball. This just seems like it's something orchestrated to avoid any more phone calls. Because if the media finds out, well, the 49ers turned out several offers to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, but they didn't take them. See, now you don't have to be bothered with that. So the fan bases are going nuts. And Garoppolo hangs out, and the 49ers can say, we tried to trade him, but you know what happened. And we're just going to hold on to him here a little bit longer and see what we can get. Meanwhile, when camp opens up, I got 3 quarterbacks, right? If I'm going to pay Jimmy Garoppolo, he's not going to just sit there at the clipboard and take notes and coach Trey. See, this is weird to me. But go ahead. Because I think they did it on purpose.
That's very smart thinking. Also, it could be Carolina Panthers have said maybe they don't want to rehab him. Right? Maybe they just say, look, when you guys have finished rehabbing Jimmy, send him over.
Could be.
Send him over. Give him a, you know what I mean? It's plus, we don't know what the hell's going on with Debo as well. Right?
Well, that's because you know how the 49ers don't let anything out. And some of the things we're hearing are not true about Debo, probably. I cannot believe the things they're saying about him. God, Jesus, Debo, what happened
Ronbo,
to you?
For all we know, the contract is already done behind the scenes with Debo. Right?
Yep.
Or the conversation could have been like this. Debo, listen, brother, we love you. You know we love you. We've got a spot for you. We've budgeted for it. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Keep your pants on. All right? Just wait till we finish up this stuff with Jimmy G, and then that'll leave us some room. Then we can come. It's called a contract negotiation. All right? And do you think for 1 second, think of yourself as a billionaire, all right? You got some kid that you welcomed into your club, and now all of a sudden he's telling you what to do. So, mate, what, did you just fall out of the sky or something like that? There's 1,000,001 variables.
Lynch always
1,000,001.
If John Lynch is going around telling people we got Debo and the extremely expensive Nick Bosa already budgeted in, I don't think Jimmy has anything to do with it. I still think it's some of the reading or the language in that contract, and this is not the first time there's been language issues in those contracts. George went through it.
Well,
Fred quietly went through it, although I don't know how in the hell that happened. That was the most quickest, quietest signing they've done, and that was in July. George had to wait till the end of August. The season was about to start.
There you go, remember? See, they always do this. I said it the other day. They would drag it out to the end. But how do you know? We might have Debo. There's no chance they're going to let. I reckon they'll let go of Debo before they let go of Bosa. But because Shanahan prides himself on teaching these kids to become superstars, and like I said to you before, they've got their strengths and weaknesses in bringing, certain positions
and
to.
how long have we been trying to build a wide receiver core, Tony? This goes all the way back to when Shanahan first arrived. We've been trying to build. You look at Pettis, you look at the guy we just got rid of because he couldn't stop hurting his legs. You know, the 49ers have been trying to build this wide receiver room for years. So losing Debo is not an option.
Maybe it's not to you or me, but to them it might be because they don't want to have a disrupted locker room. If they think to themselves, well, all right, if Debo does this, who's next? Bosa, then this guy, then that guy, and then we're going to be held to ransom by
it becomes
this.
a forest fire. I know.
You know, by what? I'm old school, Ronbo. I'm in my mid-50s, right? So I call them keyboard warriors. Grow some balls, for Christ's sake, and knock on the guy's door.
I know, right? You know, God.
You know what it was like when we were younger, Ronbo? If somebody had a problem with you, you'd drive around, ride your bike to his place, knock on the door and say, I'm here.
Problem is.
Right?
You know,
get outside on the street and let's get this over and done with.
Social media has made badasses out of every powder puff out there, you know? And that's just the way it's going to be. So that's why...
And I said, we all might come out looking stupid. Next thing you know, we've kept Debo, we've got Bosa, and we've got Jimmy. Then everyone's paid.
Yeah.
And we're going into next season, you know, like that.
Our payroll is still way below that of Dallas, Los Angeles, Kansas City. I mean, you know, and they've got all their people. The 49ers keep who they want to keep. I've noticed that. You know, the minute you think, because
you know, Ronbo, if you,
I didn't think they were going to be able to sign all those people. I had no idea.
But you also know that if you upset Shanahan, he will not hesitate.
He'll get you out of here. Oh yeah,
that's it. Yeah. You get in his dog box,
you're done.
And he's written you off. He doesn't care, mate.
Matty B, Carlos Hyde.
Yeah.
Also, to a degree, our wide receiver with all the speed. Marquise Goodwin. These guys did the wrong thing at the wrong time. Especially Pettis. Remember that game, Tony? Coach, Dante Pettis was only in for 4 snaps. Really? Okay, well, I'll have to keep an eye on that to make sure that doesn't happen again. Kyle said that. Hey, Tony, if I was playing poker with Kyle Shanahan, I'd lose all my money. I thought he was telling the truth.
You just kicked him to the curb and left him there.
It made it look like, just oversight. Really?
All I'm saying is, you know, guys, come on. We need a little bit of maturity here, especially if you're a grown man playing a physical, one of the most toughest games on the planet, and you, I'm going to be a keyboard warrior. Ronbo, you know what? Tomorrow I'm unfollowing you because you answered my phone call right at the end. What kind of? You know what I'm saying? What kind of horse shit is that?
Yeah.
There is a lot of whining, man. Take the skirts off, put your pants back on, have a look downstairs, make sure you still got your man in 3-piece suit. For Christ's sake. Before it starts inverting on you.
Yeah. God. But Tony, you haven't seen. I can't wait till see 2 weeks from now. I want to know what's going on in Santa Clara. It's going to be. I got a feeling this drama has another couple of chapters before it actually ends this story. I don't know how this is going to end. On a lot of different fronts.
If I was Lynch, I'd be ringing Goodell, the commissioner, and saying, "Listen, brother, right? Just tell me how you want me to structure my team, all right? Because I want to be like the Rams, right? Because you guys don't seem to look at the Cowboys and the Rams and all these other people that are spending big bucks. So, you know, what do you want me to do? Flick you a mill under the table?
You know? Wouldn't it be great if we found out some payola was going on? You talk about all the, my God. But the NFL, they do govern themselves by their own set of rules. So, you know, we got to go.
Well, power corrupts and that, you know, what's that saying?
Absolute. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I can't wait till Monday's news. And, you know, Debo's going to be on the front page with the 49er news. You know, God.
I think all of us
people who just want to watch football. Well, you know what's all
That's right.
If you don't get involved in offseason antics, you won't be affected. I can't, I love football so much I can't stop it. So I'm affected. And so, and apparently you are, and a lot of other us are the same way. We want to know.
What's that new league that just started the other day? Have you seen it?
USFL, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't,
What's
Vince
going on
McMahon
there?
probably again trying to run a league. I don't know if he's involved this time or not. I didn't really pay much attention to him. It's hard to get these other leagues coming up after the season's over. It just, they're not measuring up to the NFL. So you sort of look at them like, I'd rather go watch a high school ball club, where I know the kids and stuff. So, but anyway, tell you what I'm going to do, fam. I'm going to look for you tomorrow, Tony, and can't wait to see what happens. All right?
We hope something happens.
It's always going to be. All right, Tony.
Shout out to everybody, and see you in the next chapter.
Looking forward to it, Tony. Cheers. And happy Easter.
Cheers,
happy
mate.
Easter. You've already had it, though, huh?
Yeah. Happy Easter. I've been biting the ears off rabbits. I'm sick of bloody chocolate.
Hey, Tony, wait, let me ask you this before you go. As a kid, were you traumatized the first time you saw that big Easter rabbit, right? All chocolate. You couldn't wait to ask your mom, Mom, can I have this? Sure. And you got home, you broke it, and to find nothing but space after you cracked over the shell. I haven't gotten over that yet. I thought it was chocolate through and through, and I'd be eating chocolate for the rest of my natural life. There was nothing in there but air. I haven't gotten over that yet.
Well, I've got one in front of me that's exactly the same as what you're describing.
Yes. God. And I was watching Nat Geo one day, and they showed how they make those. I says, you guys, Cadbury. I said, you guys are the ones that came up with that idea. You ought to be drawn and quartered. Where's the chocolate
That's
throughout
right.
the rhythm of that rabbit? Oh! No.
Or put something else in there.
Oh, yeah.
Put Skittles in there or something.
Tony, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day,
All right,
brother.
brother. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Yeah. As you can tell, my childhood had a lot of stuff that I can't get over yet. There's some things in my childhood I'd like to share, but we can't. That adolescence period? Oh, that was so much fun. Okay. Anyway, fam, hey, I want to thank you, fam. Subscribe. Please subscribe. And hit like if you enjoyed what you saw. Especially, and you Rams fan, I know you enjoyed rubbing elbows with my folks. You know what I'm saying? They don't appreciate you, so you guys need to definitely hit like twice. You know what I'm saying? So, Sal says, remember Michael Crabtree crying, saying how he is a playmaker, needing the ball, holding out for the rookie. No. Sal, nobody's ever going to forget Michael Crabtree. And then Michael Crabtree was a good wide receiver, but I don't know if he was all as much as good as he said he was. Let me not get started. No negativity today. It's Easter. We got love everywhere. Thanks for calling, Juicy guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Or should I say evening? It's over now. For the win. I used to say that again.